Based.
Guerrilla power.
Based.
Infra 8 SUNGORILLA07.
Based.
What music?
Für Finch aus dem Fangon und HP Hexer sind ein Patronus gegen böse Seelenfresser. Krähenfüße, Spinnbein, Zahn vom Alligator. Hokus Pokus, Finchibus, dreimal schwarzer Hardcore. Am Blocksfeld spielt jetzt DJ Drop bis in die tiefe Nacht. Die Mogelmenge stiefelt ab von Hogwarts bis nach Isengard. Die Augen funkeln wie der goldene Schnatz.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Die Meute hebt ab.
Abracadabra and simsalabim. 1, 2, 3, let the bass come in. Start the BPM, but be careful with the kick. Add a pinch of riff and then throw it in the mix. Abracadabra and simsalabim. 4, 5, 6, let the magic begin. Feel the spell running through your veins like the virus in your brain.
Brave Witcher! Alakazam, call me H. Houdini. Wicked and creepy, cooking hits like a genie. Ice cold like David Blaine. Hardcore runs through my veins. Open the curtains, let the show begin. Transforming your chick to a rolling pin. Black cat head, Avada Kedavra. Life can be hard, but Scooter is harder.
Abracadabra and simsalabim. 1, 2, 3, let the bass come in. Stir the BPM, but be careful with the kick. Add a pinch of riff and then throw it in the mix. Abracadabra and simsalabim. 4, 5, 6, let the magic begin. Feel the spell running through your veins like the virus in your brain.
Brave Witcher! Yeah!
Abracadabra and simsalabim.
Open the curtains, let the show begin.
Stir the BPM, but be careful with the kick.
Der Rave geht immer weiter, bis der Morgen anbricht.
Abracadabra and simsalabim.
Open the curtains, let the show begin.
Feel the spell running through your veins like the virus in your brain.
Brave Witcher!
Für Finch aus dem Fangon und HP Hexer sind ein Patronus gegen böse Seelenfresser. Krähenfüße, Spinnbein, Zahn vom Alligator. Hokus Pokus, Finchibus, dreimal schwarzer Hardcore. Am Blocksfeld spielt jetzt DJ Drop bis in die tiefe Nacht. Die Mogelmenge stiefelt ab von Hogwarts bis nach Isengard. Die Augen funkeln wie der goldene Schnatz.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Die Meute hebt ab.
Abracadabra and simsalabim. 1, 2, 3, let the bass come in. Stir the BPM, but be careful with the kick. Add a pinch of riff and then throw it in the mix. Abracadabra and simsalabim. 4, 5, 6, let the magic begin. Feel the spell running through your veins like the virus in your brain.
Brave Witcher!
Für Finch aus dem Fangor und HP Hexer sind ein Patronus gegen böse Seelenfresser. Krähenfüße, Spinnbein, Zahn vom Alligator. Hokus Pokus, Finchibus, dreimal schwarzer Hardcore. Am Blocksberg spielt jetzt DJ Drop, bis in die tiefe Nacht, die Mucke.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna be going on this modern day debate thing. I wanted to have some time to do stuff before then, but we're just gonna head right into it. Yeah, I don't know. The debate's about communism.
Based.
Communism on trial. That's what it's about. Let's do it. Okay, you gotta disable this shit. No, it's on modern day debate.
Right.
So I'm excited that it's because, well, let's see. Can you hear me yet, Haas?
Yeah. Hello.
Stoked to have
Yeah,
you.
I need a moment to adjust this because I gotta put it on my stream. But there, I have to. Excuse me, James. I don't know if this is too much. I can just do it myself. But I'm on Twitch right now,
Yeah.
and they have like a rule that you can't. It's just their rule, like that you can't show the.
Oh, the flag?
Yeah, yeah.
Is it? How is it? Let me see. Wow, I didn't know that.
I can probably crop it out on, well, that's right. It'll show on Haas's.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's good to know.
Yeah, it's like a new policy they had like last year or something.
Wow. Oh, well, I'm glad that you caught that.
Yeah, thank you, appreciate it.
Yeah.
So just one moment.
Is that covering it, right? Yeah. Yeah.
So.
He said he can crop it out too.
Oh, really? Yeah, that'd be good.
Well, I can do it on my side. The only trick is that I won't be able to do it on Haas's side because Haas will have the full zoom.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So that's what it is not showing anymore.
Okay.
All right, let me just. Sorry about this. It's like really complicated.
Right off the bat with that hate.
I know.
Yeah.
If I start to get edgy for either of you guys, just chime in. I'm not intending to.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the rules on Twitch is like you just can't have slurs and things like that. And everything else should be fine.
Right.
One moment. Get this. Okay. All right. I think that's good. Sorry about that.
No problem.
We're good now. Yeah.
This will be fun. So what I'm doing is I'm going to first just quick and test how your audio is relative to each other. So
Okay.
we can do a quick test of your first, James.
Okay. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Good.
6.
Excellent. And then infrared.
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Now it's balanced. Okay. Yeah, and then there's just maybe more variability in yours. That's fine.
Yours
is right where Hates is, so you're good. And then
Yours, James, is coming. It turns quiet at times.
oh, you know
I'm
what?
not sure.
It might be that. Oh, that might help too. So it might be sometimes that I turn my head away from the mic a lot, but I've got a bad habit of doing that. But it should be hopefully more smooth as we go. And let me just double check this out.
Okay.
My correct mic is connected via Zoom. Yeah, it should be fun. Basically, this is flexible, guys. If you guys wanted to change it, I'm okay with it. No problemo. The format, as I mentioned, is such that I anticipate Haas, you want to go first with 10 minutes or so for your opening, and then James, well, with your 10 minutes for your opening, and then open discussion for about 50 minutes, and then Q&A for about 30 minutes, and those are all flexible. So if you guys have any let me know. It's not a problem.
There's seems to be like an issue with your audio. Is it just for me or?
No, it's kind of rough for me as well.
Oh, you know what it might be? Okay, let me see if I can get my idea on both. I think this should work.
That's a lot better.
Excellent.
I think.
I think it should be, because I just switched to the Yeti, and I'm gonna just double check that OBS still has my Yeti as well, because that's definitely my. Okay, good, all set. So yeah, what we'll do is at the very start, I'll go on for a cold open. I'll say, hey everybody, today we're debating communism, and we are starting right now. And then what I'll do, Infrared, is I'll kick it over to you immediately. So I'll go with Infrared's opening statement. Infrared, thanks for being with us. The floor is all yours. And at that point, you can pick up the ball and start running. And
Okay, for sure.
any last questions though before we go live in just a few moments?
That should
goes
be it.
first?
That's good.
Haas goes first for this the opening. Okay, cool.
Mhm. And then let me just test to see that the stream is coming through smooth. We had a little bit of internet like connection stuff like a few weeks ago, but it's been smooth since. But yes, Infrared. I told James, I said, James, he's a communist. Infrared is, and he's not a soy boy. I said he's ready. He's ready to debate, and he's a tough debater. So I appreciate, Infrared, that you give pushback to the soy boys. Is that fair to say? From what I watched of you, it looks like you're
I mean, my biggest opponents tend to be other leftists, other self-proclaimed so-called communists, right? I'm pretty much the way I'm coming from it is that I'm disputing that these people are real communists, and I'm trying to, I guess, give people an understanding of what communism is authentically, because I think in America it's kind of been, that's just my perspective, pretty much.
I like that. You're shaking things up. That's for sure. It's an original new take. And so we are good to go. What I will do is switch us over and, like I said, do that cold open. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Oh, wait, let me just double check that the audio is good.
Is your backdrop okay? I see a little bit of white on one side, but is that fine?
Now it's properly cropped. So
Nice.
it'll look a little bit funny for you, but just on my side, it's good though, where the edits are in place. But cool, thank you. It still needed a little bit of a crop. And so here I go in 3, 2, 1. Hey everybody, tonight we're debating communism, and we're starting right now with Infrared's opening statement. Thanks so much for being with us, Infrared. The floor is all yours.
Sure, glad to be here. Thank you. So I think when we have a discussion about putting a overall historical verdict on judging the legacy of communism, I do agree that when we're talking about communism, we do have to talk about what that actually meant in reality. So this idea that, communism has never been tried, or it wasn't true communism, or it doesn't actually reflect the real thing, I think we don't have to, that's not something that has to be in dispute. We can all agree that communism specifically in the 20th century refers to a phenomena that begins with the Soviet Union, continuing through countries like China, other countries in the world outside of Europe and America, and the Eastern Bloc, and so on, as well as the legacy of capital C communist movements within the United
CPUSA
States
2036.
and Western Europe, and so on. So I think there's no dispute about the fact that communism does have to refer to the thing that actually propped the name into relevance and significance in the first place. And to me, when you begin from there, you have to have a very honest and sober assessment of the record and the facts at hand. Now, the experience of communism was obviously very bloody. It was obviously something that was fraught with catastrophes, to say the least, economic catastrophes, famines, moments of political terror, and so on and so on. But we should have a more broader investigation and criticism of whether this is specifically because of communism rather than a feature of modernity as such, because the modernization of, let's say, even the Western capitalist countries and the world at large fits the same pattern that we saw, if not far worse, actually, I would argue, in the case of communism. The prerequisites to the agricultural and industrial modernization of the non communist world required in an immense level of famines, social instability, terror, unrest, colonialism, slavery, and so on in the New World, genocide. These are all things that aren't that can't be brushed to the side when we're evaluating how modernization takes place historically. So to me, you have to place communism within that context of this question of pre-modern and largely agrarian societies confronting and trying to persevere through this challenge of modernity. And to me, modernity, specifically in the form of agricultural modernization, somehow historically inevitably leads to this kind of chaos and uncertainty in the way food is produced and in the way the foundation of economies, agricultures, um, is preserved, right? So this is obviously something fraught with several, small mistakes can lead to catastrophic outcomes. But at the very least, we can say that these mistakes were on record, things that communist states learned from after they were made, very quickly, I should add. And when you don't only look at the negatives that are mostly mass publicized as a result of Cold War anti-communist propaganda and elsewhere, you have to also have a fair and sober assessment of the overwhelming achievements of communist parties in leading their respective peoples uh, to a position, a social position, far superior to than before, whether in the realm of literacy, acculturation, medicine, access to a bare minimum of a standard of living, a basic dignified means of livelihood, a kind of guarantee of a job, so on and so on. Obviously, this came to a certain limit and crisis in the 1970s, where this primary standard of living was no longer enough um, to support the wants and desires and aspirations of the peoples in communist states. But nonetheless, I think we can retrace and reevaluate the original significance of communism in order to now address and put into a new light the challenges that we now face today, which our current liberal order seems to be unable to deal with. We're facing a fourth industrial revolution. We're facing an economic transition not dissimilar to the one that communists were addressing, namely the one from pre-modern agrarian societies to industrial societies. Now we're in a situation of industrial societies transitioning into an era of smart cities and and more internet-based economy and more kind of decentralization. And I think that communism has a newfound significance in this regard. I think I'll just end it there.
You got it. Thank you very much for that opening statement. Infrared. Want to let you know, folks, if it's your first time here at Modern Day Debate, we are thrilled to have you here no matter what walk of life you are from. And we are also thrilled to have here James Hake. Thanks so much for being with us. The floor is all yours for your opening statement as well.
Well, thank you. And thanks to Haas Infrared for coming on as well. Today was my introduction to Haas and Infrared and what they, or he, I think it's they, believe. I think he's a Marxist Leninist communist. What is interesting to me about him is that he does not appear as rabidly anti-white, anti-Christian, anti-man as the typical communists that I think of, that I run into, I don't know, looking around America, like the Democrats, the Black Lives Matter, Antifa people, the mainstream media types. And I saw a video where he said you can be patriotic and nationalist as well as communist. But my take on communism is that it's atheistic at its root. Like, you have to be an atheist to be a good communist, was one quote from a famous communist, I think I've heard, promoting the insane idea of equality, which is not an ideal, nor is it the truth. The serpent told Eve in the Garden of Eden that you can be equal with God, and that's a lie. And feminist communists have sought to be equal with men, and it's just been a big mess since then. Communism seems to be against men and against nature. It around in America, it has sought to render the men unnecessary to the women and to the children. And it does not mind, as he said, famine, abortion, forced vaccination in the name of, against healthy individuals who are not at high risk from diseases that don't threaten them. It's a violation of they don't mind a violation of individuals' rights for the so-called collective, the greater good. It pushes the lie of anger to be angry. The communist unions seek to persuade the angry so-called workers to go up against and subvert the bosses who envisioned, started, built, and led the businesses that gave them the jobs. And the communists sometimes pretend to be friends and want mutual benefit for everyone. And some of them may sincerely feel that way, but in the end, it's a phony thing. The best intentions are the road to hell, as you may know. Communists don't mind lying, stealing, and killing to get their way. Many others do too. Dennis Prager said, words and ideas are more important for the intellectual, which is the same thing as a communist or a liberal, than actions and reality. So it's partly why the straight talking Nazis are much more maligned than the sweet talking communists, which the mainstream media is, they pander to basically. In America, I think we have what I call commie capitalism, because Amazon, Google, Facebook, all of these are in bed with the government. They support Black Lives Matter, Antifa, just destruction of the country. They support the mass immigration that's changing the face of the country and the values of the country. They support the communist shutdowns in the name of the virus that we have that has just destroyed their competition or destroyed the businesses. And just meanwhile, they've made mass profits. And that means more power for them as well as for the government. In America, we're already a socialist country. You don't own your own land or property. You don't have a right to contract for work with workers to pay them just $1 or $2 an hour if they want to work that, be an usher or whatever. We've lost a lot of jobs in that way. You have wealth redistribution, which is really more like ghetto redistribution through progressive tax and social programs and affirmative action and all these things. You have the harsh hand of law, quote unquote law, coming down on innocent capital protesters because the communism seeks to divide and conquer the whites against the people of color, or the people of color really against the whites, and the liberals against the whites. And it's overwhelming the systems in order to destroy them and rebuild them in their image through immigration. You see the border is just being destroyed because they like to destroy and exploit the crisis and then rebuild it in their image. The government and the media are just filled, in my view, with communists, from Joe Biden and Kamala Harris to Nikki Haley and even perhaps Greg Abbott over in Texas. I don't see capitalism as the opposite of communism. I see it really as good versus evil. So I see capitalism as just as many communists do, as a stepping stone to communism, because when in capitalism, we start to do well and then we forget God. The saying goes, tough times make strong men, strong men make good times make weak men, and then weak men make tough times. And that's when the communists like to strike. So capitalism is supposed to be about freedom, but you can't have freedom, as I think John Adams said, without morality. So it's supposed to be freedom from this degeneracy, but they push pornography and all of that madness to just subvert families. It's about envy. It's about made up words and false ideals, things like racism and just division. Satan came as the angel of light, and evil is subtle. It sounds good. It's an imitation of logic and morals. So that's communism. Don't fall for it.
You got it. Thank you very much, James, for that opening statement as well. And want to let you know, folks, Modern Day Debate is a neutral platform hosting debates on science, religion, and politics. And in fact, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, as we've got many more juicy debates to come. In particular, at the bottom right of your screen, we are excited as Stefan Molyneux and Destiny face off the last week of this month. You don't want to miss it. So hit that subscribe button and that notification bell for reminders. And with that, thank you very much, James and Infrared. The floor is all yours for open discussion.
Sure. I want to be kind of brief. I don't want to ramble too much, but I think in the United States, and this is one of the things Infrared wanted to embark upon to kind of change people's perception, is that here in the United States, I think there's a lot of confusion about what communism meant in other countries and how that would apply here. And I think that for several reasons, there has come to be this kind of confusion in this country that there's this association with communism and the experience of communism in Russia and China and the existing communist states that survive today. And there's this association with that, with the current, the deep state and the democratic establishment and George Soros and the NGOs and the kind of Davos agenda for the Great Reset. There's this association between communism and these things, I think, because in the United States, the Democrats are considered left and the Republicans are considered right. So people just have this idea that communism is just the ultimate logical conclusion of the Democrats' current agenda. But I think when you actually study the experience and history of communism in the proper context, you will find that, well, for one, there's a historical tension between communism and religion, but that wasn't necessarily because communism is inherently anti-religious or even inherently atheist. It was because the religious establishments that communists were going up against in their respective countries were deeply rotten and corrupt to the core. They defended the interests of the very corrupt ruling class. And, many normal, ordinary religious-minded people could even see that within these very same religious establishments, you had utmost cynicism and hypocrisy. These people that were occupying these roles of religious power didn't actually even believe in it themselves. So there wasn't even really any authentic faith there. And for that reason, communists had taken in the very beginning a negative stance toward religion. But as the experience of communism was able to mature more, especially now, I think a certain understanding has arrived at between communists internationally and religion, which allows for a communism that has room for faith. Not only does it have room for faith, but is actually able to rediscover itself in the history of the world's great faiths. Frederick Engels, Marx's friend, if you don't know, toward the end of his life, he wrote about how in the early stages of Christianity, you found pretty much a very striking parallel to the socialist and communistic movement in Europe, that the principles and values of Christianity are strikingly similar to those of the communists. I mean, the President Putin of Russia has pointed out that the Code of Communist Builders, which was the Soviet kind of handbook for the Komsomol youth, he said all of these things are already to be found in the Bible. So around the world, especially in Russia with its Communist Party, and in Latin America and in the Middle East, and I hope in the United States, communism has not only been proven to be perfectly compatible with faith, but they appear to even complement each other, because from the perspective of the world's great religions, we can see the kind of corruption and decadence and inhumanity that capitalism has brought upon the peoples of the world, and the way in which this has to be addressed economically and politically seems to be very much compatible and similar to what the communists are saying, right? Now, in regards to this question of equality, I think there's also confusion here too, because communists never wanted to make everyone absolutely equal, because as Marx, Engels, and Lenin pointed out, people are inherently different. Some people have more skills than others. Some people are smarter. Some people are stronger. And people are different in general. So communists don't have this idea of making everyone equal. We just believe as far as equality is concerned, no more than what was written in the Declaration of Independence, that we believe that men and women were created equal, right? Which is what the founding fathers of the United States have said. And all that means is that insofar as the government is going to serve the interests of the people, and we're going to have a government by, for, and of the people, it's not going to privilege these special interests like Amazon and Facebook and other monopolies over the ordinary man. This is our government, and should be treated accordingly. People like Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, and other billionaires are not gods among men. They're not somehow more human than we are. They're not somehow more citizens of this republic than we are. So, in that regard, we just, as far as equality is concerned, believe that everyone should have a certain equality before the government, before the law, that allows us to begin with equal opportunity. Now, we're not advocating for an equality of outcomes in life. If you look at communist states like China, you don't find an equality of outcomes between people. And yet countries like China have done a very good job in being able to crack down on monopolies like the ones you're seeing with Amazon and the billionaire class. China is actually an example of a country with a government that isn't able to be infiltrated by the special interests, the corporations, and with their special private agendas that are beyond the interests of the people. So I think we should be clear that communists don't want to completely level society and make it equal. We just want people to be able to have a fighting chance, and that means people don't own land, they don't own homes. We want people to be able to own things, because if people are able to own things in general, they're going to have a solid foundation from which to begin and begin as equals.
Are you an atheist?
My personal relationship to religion, I would say, is complicated, but in certain regards, I think I am an atheist, just in the sense that I don't like making assumptions about what God is and what God wants and who God is. But at the same time, I'm also someone who's motivated by a profound sense of faith, and faith in something that I struggle to call anything but God or a God. But again, because religion has been misused so often in history, I want to be very careful about my own relationship to faith personally.
Where are you from? I'm just curious, if you don't mind.
Oh yeah, my parents are from Lebanon.
Okay. This is a quote from Marx, the Communist Manifesto by Marx and Engels. Communism abolishes eternal truths. It abolishes all religion and all morality. Instead of constituting them on a new basis, it therefore acts in contradiction to all past historical experience. At root, is it not atheistic?
I wouldn't say so, because I think what Marx and Engels were trying to say in that regard is that communism doesn't mean to replace all of these things with a new religion and a new dogma and a kind of a new tradition. And I think that's very important to keep in mind, because it's very easy to just assume that because you're having this new political movement and phenomena, that it's gonna somehow make a new religion and make a new thing like that. And also, I think there's oftentimes a mistranslation as far as the word abolish is concerned. A lot of these texts. So oftentimes the word aufhebung, which actually means sublate, which means to preserve while at the same time going beyond, is translated into abolish. And abolish means like to wipe out, right? And oftentimes Marx and Engels write about the sublation of things, which is not necessarily incompatible with their preservation in a new form, right? So the way I look at that and the way I would interpret that is that communists don't want to abolish Christianity. They just want to give a new ground for the expression of the authentic Christian faith without the corrupt religious institutions and establishments which deceive the people and trick people in the name of tapping into their real authentic faith, who are just motivated by cynical interests of serving those in power or serving special interests, or just plainly trying to scam people into making money.
I've seen reports that that China, for example, as recently as last year, they were clamping down, I think, on Christians as well as some other religions like Falun Gong or something like that, and saying we need Marxism, not religion, not Christianity. And I've just noticed that, for example, Armenians, I've had some Armenian friends and they lived in a former communist country. And because of that, there is a lot of corruption and a lot of cheating and low trust society making business practices with many Armenians because of that culture, that basically where life is not done. Life was once done in America with a handshake. You did not have to worry about a man that you shook hands with pulling a fast one on you. Whereas that's not the case in many of these communist countries, because it seems to be that communism does not understand, or else it purposely exploits the weakness and corruption and laziness of human nature, because it has you where you get something that you didn't earn, and you don't appreciate it. You don't properly take ownership of it.
In regards to the situation of religion within China, Christians are not being cracked down on China for their religious faith. Now, there are various cults, among them the Falun Gong, which is a cult. It's not really a historical or traditional religion. The Chinese government will crack down on those, but not simply because of, in the name of uploading Marxism versus religion. Now, Chinese society, you have to keep in mind, has historically not had the same relationship to religion that other societies do. The Chinese society has been mostly secular throughout its thousands of years of history, just in the sense that its way of relating to spirituality and religion, all those kinds of things, are done through the concrete bonds of civil society and statehood. So that's not really an innovation of communism. It's just been true for China's history at large. But otherwise, Christians are free to practice their faith openly and freely in China. And events like the Taiping Rebellion in the 19th century within China, which was a Christian religious uprising against the Qing dynasty, was obviously very influential in influencing the eventual communist movement that would come later. So I think there is an interesting relationship to Christianity there. But again, China is not a Christian country. Now, in regards to this cynicism that prevails within Armenia, you have to keep in mind that after the collapse of communism, when the very same forces that conservatives within America are trying to struggle against, basically engaged in the wholesale privatization of the former Soviet countries, and pretty much looted them and destroyed their traditions, and trying to destroy their culture, and set up all these NGOs and things like that to promote a society that was more in line and more within the interests of the American deep state. Obviously, the situation in the post-communist states has been catastrophic, but this wasn't the fault of communists. It actually was the fault of the same global billionaires and the global capitalist class who are funding NGOs. People like George Soros, people like the Ford Foundation and the Rockefellers and all this kind of people who have they don't only have an agenda for the people of the United States and for this country, which I think to many Americans has been revealed. They had an agenda to completely overthrow the communist states and replace them with liberal democracies. And that has been an absolute disaster for traditions and for culture and for religion. So much so that in countries like Russia, you find the Communist Party to be fundamentally Orthodox Christian at its core. It's allied with the Orthodox Church because both recognize the forces of anti-communism to be a menace to religion within their country. So, to me, regarding the promotion of laziness and selfishness, I think you have to keep in mind that in the 20th century, you had this kind of economic equality within communist states primarily because they were coming from a backwards agrarian society and transitioning into an industrial society. So the goal was just to give people the minimum of just some kind of modernization. Now, when that came into a crisis, communist states responded to that in different ways. But the most successful way a communist state has responded to the issue is the path China took. And obviously, no one can really make the argument that in China, these vices of a lack of economic entrepreneurship and innovation and um, you know, things like that is being promoted. China's a very industrious, hardworking, innovative, competitive society, and this is no
And lying
way.
and cheating.
Sorry.
And lying and cheating. I don't know if that's
Well, I'm not sure.
in
I think
China.
that's a culture of lying and cheating is common to all market societies or societies that are part of the global capitalist world economy, right? So that's not something that's the fault of communism. I think that's more something that's the fault of the kind of dog eat dog world that we live in. But China has seen profound cultural shifts, and specifically within the presidency of Xi Jinping, we're seeing a more of a promotion of morality instead of the kind of
Nice.
unfettered economic growth for the sake of economic growth. There's more of a promotion of moral values and kind of cracking down on this kind of cynical dog eat dog society.
The just a side note, you mentioned China. So, and you said you talk about we communists, and you distance yourself from Soros and all the Ford Foundation, who I think of them as communists. You mentioned Xi Jinping. I guess is that the only communist who is a public figure that we would recognize that you would consider a communist?
No, there are several within Latin America. There's people like Pedro Castillo. There's the leader of the Russian Communist Party, Zayuganov. There's other communists throughout Eastern Europe, leaders of communist parties. And you obviously have communist states like Vietnam, Laos, Cuba, and then also Venezuela under the presidency of both Hugo Chavez and Nicolas Maduro. So there's many people I would consider socialist or communist.
Anybody in America?
It's a tricky question within America because I think that there has been a big confusion because of the history of the Cold War and the left-right division. Leftists within America and liberals have adopted the communist identity, not because they have any connection to communism globally, but because they just want to kind of spite the right wing, similar to how people adopt the identity of Satanism to spite Christians. But within the United States, we have figures, socialist or left-wing figures that I would consider to be more aligned with the global communist movement, like people like Jimmy Dore, people like Jesse Ventura, figures like Caleb Maupin, who is himself a devout Christian, while at the same time being a socialist and a communist. You have people like Michael Parenti, and this is a new and growing movement, which I think in the future is going to be much larger than it is now. But for now, unfortunately, the American left is dominated by forces subservient to the billionaire class and to what we would consider the forces of American capitalism.
I think of communism as exploiting the natural fissures between society. I've heard that. For example, race in America, they divide the races. They divide, again, worker from boss or whatever, so-called rich from so-called poor, men from women, just the LGBTIQ madness. I don't see you guys, and I mentioned this at the beginning, I don't see you and the infrared people as being so viciously anti-white, so explicitly anti-Christian anyway. How are you going to get communists to become reasonable?
Well, I think you just have to look at the name. So communism, it comes from this common root of common, right? It's about finding what is in common. And that's why for me, as Americans, if we're going to be communists or we're going to promote communism, we're going to try and promote what is in common between the people. We don't want to divide people or accelerate or promote these current frivolous cultural divisions that are being promoted by the media to distract people from their real enemies. We want the American people to come together, to be reconciled with one another, so as they can focus their attention on their real enemy, which is the current American establishment, current billionaire class, the current oligarchy, and the current monopolies, especially in our particular, the big tech monopolies, whose power is so unprecedented that if allowed to continue, they may very well lead to the destruction of our republic and of any semblance of democracy. These unaccountable big tech companies, which are seemingly above the law and don't have to answer to anyone, and who aren't even being regulated in any capacity. So we want people to come together. We don't want to keep dividing people along these identities. Now, at the same time, we can recognize that there are racial tensions in this country. There is a historical and ongoing, in my view, injustice committed against America's black people because they have been denied the post-Civil War right of 40 acres and a mule, right? And that's not, some kind of total economic equalization. It's just the minimum of having a solid foundation with which to build their own community,
I
have their
think
own
that's the last
families.
thing they need. Sorry to
Sorry?
interrupt. I think that's the last thing they need. And sorry to interrupt, but
Yeah.
they've been given and given and given. It's been debilitating
I,
to them,
I
if
don't
anything.
think they have. I'm not speaking so much of a handout to make them dependent on the U.S. government, which I think the Democrats have played a part in trying in order to secure them as an electorate. What I'm speaking at is some kind of fundamental just ability to own something from which they can build economically, right? And that doesn't take the form of just, being dependent on the government or being dependent on welfare. Actually, if you look at the history of the United States, this ability for Americans to go and get their own land was the foundation of American prosperity and economic prosperity.
Yeah.
You had I forget the specific name of the act, 1800s, which allowed Americans who were westward be able to just pretty much the Homestead Act. Yeah. These things were integral for the prosperity and economic flourishment of the United States. People were able to have their own land, and from there they could proceed and build something. And then later on, you had the Populists and the Farmers Alliance who were struggling to have some kind of land reform and break up the monopolies and, have the government be able to regulate electricity and things like this so that
I got you.
monopolists couldn't use it to hurt the little guy and
In my
suffocate his chance.
in my view, the commie capitalism has made that harder for people to afford things. I think blacks, just as much as anybody, have the ability to gain wealth in this country, but that ability definitely is limited because of the subsidizing so-called education, and the corruption of education
Well,
has made people, and the subsidizing of housing and the minimum wage, along with what you just said, have made things harder for normal people to get along. And they have men and women working, which has only made people able to afford more, but then they just raise the prices. And so men and women feel like they don't really have to, but they feel like they almost have to work, both of them, and then they're separated from their children. It's such a corrupting influence. Has it not been, just one quick question, I know
Yeah.
I'm adding things on top, has it not been the case that communists exploited the divisions and balkanization and all that stuff in order to create a crisis and take power?
No. So I think I'll just answer in order, just two things. The first thing is that I do agree that there are current monopoly impediments to the general American's ability to flourish economically. But I don't know if I agree that those things are necessarily the minimum wage and the subsidization of housing and education. Although those being enamored in all the bureaucratic red tape and corruption that they are, definitely do need to be improved and made more efficient. I agree. But in general, I think the number one obstacle is actually the big monopolies, whether in the form of, in housing, you have financial institutions like BlackRock that are buying up America's homes, en masse. And what you call commie capitalism, I think I would call it, and this is something that people have referred to it in America as a kind of socialism for the rich. I mean, the mainstream media tells us we live
Yeah.
in a free market capitalist society, but clearly you have all of these special grants and favors the government does for the 1% and for the monopolies, right? It gives them subsidies, it gives corporations tax breaks and subsidies the average American doesn't have access to. There's tax loopholes that allow special interests to be able to game the system and basically rig the system. So I do agree. We do have a kind of socialism for the rich. All I'm advocating for as a communist is that we have a socialism for the people instead. And to me, now the second thing about the is highlighting the difference. Communists haven't tried to create crisis in order to seize power. They were rather the ones that seized power as a result of crises that no one else was able to overcome. For example, in China, you had the invasion by the Japanese, and
Yeah.
communists had a very important part in the War of Liberation and leading the Chinese people against the Japanese imperialists. And
I
the communists were the most effective in being able to rally the Chinese people and unify actually the Chinese people rather than divide them to create the People's Republic. It's not really the communists that were dividing people. It was their enemies that were promoting various divisions between them in order for the ruling class of the time to be able to maintain its grip on power. So, again, I think the primary goal of communists is to unify people. But when we unify people, you're going to see the establishment, the mainstream media, the special interests, the institutions, the NGOs, the think tanks, all these kinds of universities, they're all going to rally together and try to stop it. So conflict will inevitably be generated, but
like
that's not
Trump.
because it's what we want.
What do you think of Trump and Tucker?
Well, here's what I'll say about Trump. I'm obviously not the biggest fan of Trump. I think that he made many mistakes. And I think the primary mistake that Trump ended up making was that he was completely beholden to the Republican establishment. And I don't think Trump really had any independent direction. I mean, the media was labeling him as a fascist, a Nazi. I don't necessarily agree with that. I don't know what Trump's personal ambitions or goals or loyalties were, but I can appreciate the fact that he did kickstart a movement of Americans who were fed up with the system and who were fed up with the establishment, and he gave them a sense of hope. Now, do I think
Trump PLs.
do I believe Trump himself personally is going to be able to make do on the expectations he's given to his movement? I don't necessarily think so. And that's why, as communists, we don't necessarily want to go against the Trump movement and Trump people. We rather want to show them that there's a more effective way to fight this establishment than Trump can. I mean, Trump, for example, was so. I agree, he was very much treated unfairly by the media. He was very much, lied about and so on and so on. But at the same time, I think as communists, we want to propose a more effective and better way of combating the same forces that were demonizing Trump better than Trump himself could, right? And also part of that means making more alliances, right? We want to reach out and make alliances with leaders of the black community fed up with the establishment. Because believe it or not, the black community is not, as loyal to the Democrats as the mainstream media is trying to say. There's many black people who are fed up with the Democratic establishment. Many Latinos are fed up with it, right? So I think we want to reach out and make even more broad alliances with these groups, maybe in ways that the current Trump movement hasn't been too successful in doing.
I've noticed that the communist people who I call communists, the people who commonly think of the Antifa, Black Lives Matter, and I have a broader definition than maybe others. They exploit the anger of the so-called minorities. It seems like with this version of communism that you have, you want to exploit the anger of everybody. You want to not exclude the whites. And it seems ripe for that because whites are getting angry as well at what's going on. They've been demoralized, lack of morals, and they see the injustice against, explicitly in many cases, against them, and men too. So I don't know. You might be successful in this.
Yeah, I
Madness.
think the first thing I want to say is that, to me, the so-called Antifa, at least within the United States, they're very clearly foot soldiers of the Democratic establishment. Now, Black Lives Matter as an official organization received funding from George. We all know that. Um, and obviously, it's very ambiguous and mysterious to say the least about what interest exactly they're serving. But all I could pretty much say is that there are legitimate grievances within the black community, but I think those grievances are being turned against the Democrats themselves. And as for Antifa, I think the so-called Antifa phenomena, they're calling themselves communists and they're waving communist flags, but this isn't because they're actually communists. It's because they're trying to instill fear in conservatives. They're trying to provoke fear in the people, that the so-called deplorables that are against the democratic establishment. And because most Americans, and this is a result of the Cold War, have fearful attitudes toward communism, these people are trying to exploit that fear and make themselves into a boogeyman, right? Now, as far as the anger and grievances that white people or men are experiencing, I don't necessarily think this is because uh, white people or men are necessarily oppressed, but I think that um, many working class people happen to be white, happen to be men, many ordinary regular people, and one of the ways that the establishment is trying to sow division between people is by trying to target or sow racial divisions and make people feel bad or guilty because they're white, and promote all this bullshit about how we have to tear down statues of founding fathers and all this kind of stuff. So I do agree that there's legitimate anger there, but I don't think that we should sow more of the division and more of this tension. I think we should recognize it as an attempt by those in power to divide people, right? And what communists want to do is we want to bring people together, because we think that they're being distracted with this infighting from their real enemy. And that real enemy is
Yeah.
the American establishment and the monopolies.
I don't know. There is some truth to that, but the enemy is within. It's a good versus evil, and like anybody with anger is gonna end up working against their own interests. I don't think that the black community really has legitimate grievances. At least none that they're crying about. None that we hear crying about in the mainstream, at least.
Well, the black people that are being given representation in the mainstream don't necessarily represent grievances of the black community. I do think the black community has many legitimate grievances,
Can you name
but
one?
yeah, sure. They don't have enough self-determination and independence. They're ruled by police departments that
Oh,
aren't really
gosh.
connected to the community, much in the same way that rural people in the United States have been, since the 90s and the 2000s especially, ruled by these federal agencies that are completely disconnected with them, right? So
Are you aware of the amount of crime that's happening in these communities? And
sure,
there are
I'm not
mothers who
denying.
are begging for more police.
Right, but I'm not denying that there's a reality of crime. I just think it's a vicious cycle in which the economic conditions that are promoting crime, namely from this wholesale robbery and scamming of America's black population by the Democrats specifically, leads to the attempt by the Democrats that seems at least clear to me to target families, right, and make families
Right.
harder to start. This creates a vicious cycle, which then leads also to a vicious, very vicious form of police repression. Now, I do agree that much of the so-called Black Lives Matter protests were not coming from black people, but were coming from actually primarily white leftists who are serving the interests of the Democrats. I think it's because the Democrats have tried to twist the legitimate grievances of America's various minorities and turn them into a way that'll serve their own interests, even though the Democrats are the ones who have betrayed and robbed these same people for decades. Now, our solution to that isn't to focus on the anger and aggravate grievances, but find a way that we can come together in order to address our common problems. We don't really want necessarily people to be angry. We just want people to feel powerful enough, to feel brave enough, and to feel bold enough to stand up for what's right and to fight for their own republic, right? To fight for a republic by, for, and of the people. Because this establishment, these corporations, and our deep state is nowhere to be found in our Constitution. It's an overgrowth on our republic that was not intended by our founding fathers and is threatening to devour our republic itself. Now, I want to make a prediction. I'm looking at the media and I'm looking how they're promoting people like Meghan Markle. And it seems to me they're trying to prepare her for some kind of political existence or presence. And I find it a nightmare that it's a possibility that our elites are planning on dismantling our republic and basically installing the British crown to rule us, right? So I think this is something we really have to keep in mind. And it's something, as a communist, I want to get the word out on.
You mentioned fighting for what's right. How are communists to fight for what's right if they have no God, no morals, no absolute standard? They just do it by any means necessary. Is that not a communistic line, or is that just in America?
Religious,
by any means necessary.
Yeah, well, religious faith is not dogma. If we had an absolute standard, it wouldn't be faith. We wouldn't need to have faith. We would be able to have a guarantee. The reason we have faith is we're putting our trust in something we don't necessarily know, right? And I don't think communists, I don't believe the majority of communists are without a God. Even as an atheist for most of my adult life, I have come to see the value and importance of the feeling of God at the very, right? The presence of God, right? So I don't necessarily, it's not that communists are against God. It's just that we're reluctant to focus too much on it because it can very easily be twisted to serve the opposite. Now, the very religious, the great religions of the world warn about this. They warn about how people do things in the name of God, say things in the name of God, while in reality serving Satan, right? It's you yourself pointed out earlier that, I forgot exactly what it said, but evil does disguise itself in the form of good. And as beautiful as I consider the great religions of the world, it's precisely because of how good, true, and beautiful that they are that evil forces have used them for completely opposite purposes, right? So that explains really historically the reluctance of communists to really get really deep into the religion. But we saw in the Soviet Union how, for example, when the Germans invaded their country, they rediscovered the Russian Orthodox faith, this pure sense of faith, divorced from the institutional corruption of the church, which I think was a more authentic and real form of faith than the one that existed before communism, right? So we have to bear in mind, communism is not incompatible with religion. I think you can even go so far as to say that communists merely want to do good in the world. We don't want to make heaven on earth, but we want to be good people in this world. We don't only want to focus on the afterlife and heaven, because this world does matter. What we do in this world matters. If we didn't believe that, then how could we condemn and recognize the evil of what our elites are doing? We clearly see that this is evil because we know that what happens in this world matters.
I think that everybody sees evil, but they're not good at diagnosing it, nor are they good at coming up with the right solutions for it. They end up creating more evil. It's like an imitation of logic. Because Karl Marx himself said his Marxism cannot be conceived without atheism. And I think it's more than you're letting on. It's more
Well,
atheistic
here's
than you're letting
why.
on.
The reason there's confusion around this is because historically, religion had taken the form of philosophy in Marx's time, right? Marx wasn't thinking about religion beyond philosophy, and in the philosophical sense, Marx was an atheist. He did wholeheartedly reject religion, but that's because, in my view, the meaning of religion became perverted by philosophy, and what was once an authentic and material form of faith, right? Just based in feeling and intuition and true faith and conviction, turned into dogma, and it turned into this kind of absolute guarantee that I view is inherently corrupt. But I don't think that you can reduce people's religious feelings to that. I think people's religious feelings is authentic. Marx also agreed it was authentic. Marx called religion the heart of a heartless world. He said religion was the only way people were able to give expression to their authentic humanity, right? Now, whether or not you believe that in building a more human world, religion's going to disappear, we can all agree that there is something fundamentally good about religion. Marx himself was making the point that the problem is not religion, the problem is our current world, and the evils that we associate with religion are a reflection of the evils of our world, right? So it's kind of more of a philosophical issue that shouldn't be taken as face value, because his historical experience shows, and this is especially true in 2021, that in no way is religion incompatible with communism.
Have you noticed that males who are communists have like a female version of logic where it's always excuse after excuse? It's not responsibility. Like the solution for the Black community is responsibility. It's not, oh, they have these grievances, the police are not the Black community's problem at all.
Well, here's what I would
Have you
say.
noticed that they have like a
Yeah.
female mindset?
Yeah.
Excuses?
I would just say two things. First thing I want to say is I do consider it an important feature of manhood that we recognize we're not going to insert ourselves in other people's business, right? So I think Black people themselves are best equipped in being able to diagnose their own problems. And now I agree that the white left is trying to speak on behalf of them and make excuses or whatever. I agree. They're trying to speak for Black people, right? But regarding this kind of, I guess you're calling it female logic.
Yeah.
I think you don't
Excuses.
really find communist men in this country, in the United States, all that much. But that's also because, and this is historically true, and this is actually true in the ex-communist states, the ruling elites, and this is especially true for this more overly socialized and more urban people, right? The students and people who don't really work with their
Yeah.
hands, they tend to be more less manly, to say the least. And interestingly, in Eastern European countries, those people are actually the right wingers, and it's the communists who are more conservative and down to earth and so. I think this issue, as far as manhood is concerned, it is, yeah, it's really, I guess, as a communist, it is embarrassing to see the type of communists that claim to represent what this tradition is. But that's why I'm trying to set a different example, and several others are trying to set a different example, so that communism won't be associated with that anymore. I do agree that the so-called self-proclaimed leftists and communists in America, in the main, the majority of them, especially the ones coming out of these universities and academia, they are fundamentally, morally, spiritually, however you want to put it, bankrupt people. They have no sense of honor. They have no sense of dignity. They have very slimy, tactics. I myself know this firsthand because I've been victim of them, right? I know how dishonest and inhuman and dishonorable these people truly are, right? I know that firsthand. But at the same time, the way I see that is it's the same reason why you see religions being corrupted. Because to me, evil takes the form of good. It disguises itself as good. But I do fundamentally believe that at its core, communism is good. I just think evil people in this country specifically have been corrupting it for completely and wildly different ends.
That's human nature. What religion were you before you became atheist? Out of
I
curiosity.
came from a Shia Muslim background.
Okay. Last quick question. I think we're running out of time. The Hong Kong protests, is my impression is it was communist students fighting against the communist establishment government. What's your take?
The issue with Hong Kong is very complex, but needless to say, as we've noticed in the United States and throughout the world, you have vested interests trying to promote these color revolutions and these fake revolutions and promote all this social unrest. And it's not really, it's not an organic, like spontaneous thing. Just like how
Yeah.
we saw in the United States with George Soros funding unrest and protests here, these same people were funding the unrest and protests in Hong Kong. Now, a lot of that grievances of people in Hong Kong came from the fact that there's no housing in Hong Kong, right? There's no land for people. It's people can't find affordable housing, and life is getting harder and harder in Hong Kong. And that's also because the communist government doesn't enforce its economic policies in Hong Kong, which are very pro-people policies. So it lets Hong Kong have its own system, and this led to a lot of grievances that, because it was exploited by global forces, was blamed on the Communist Party, right, in Hong Kong. So I think we have to look at Hong Kong. Also, look at the protests in Russia with Navalny. Look at the protests in Belarus. Look at the protests in Latin America. We should all look at these in the same lens with which we look at, with the same level of suspicion, a lot of the unrest that happens in this country.
Interesting. That's about all I have for this.
Ready to become a communist, James?
No, his answers for me are Haz's answers for me are, they muddy the water. They do explain that a lot of this stuff is just evil human nature, but I think that a lot of it is one cannot tell what actually happened in history. Look at how the media lies about the present day. So we don't know who did what and what the motive was. They lie about Charlottesville. They lie about the Capitol, mostly peaceful Capitol protests on January 6th. They lie about the Black Lives Matter movement. They even seem to have Haz fooled on the Black community's grievances. So to me, I think it's a who knows, who cares type of thing as far as the history goes. I like to know present day reality, have responsibility, and not throw out God with the bathwater.
Juicy, any last thoughts, Infrared?
I think it was an overall productive, good conversation. I guess I would say with regards to the Black community, I think this is our main point of contention. I would just recommend reaching out and listening to many Black leaders, right? Because these are not people who are co-opted by the Democrats. They're against the Democrats. And I do think they authentically are leaders of their own community, have their own specific views, and they're completely demonized by the mainstream media as well. And it's something that they have in common with American conservatives. So I just think that that's important for unity. But I do overall agree that the media sows unnecessary division, but at the same time, that doesn't mean we shouldn't be trying to make an effort to bridge those divisions, because there are, in my view at least, based in very real realities.
I like to, yeah. Do you have any? Who would be a Black leader that you think of as a leader?
Well, historically, you have organizations like the Nation of Islam, right?
Oh,
And
man.
yeah, I mean, you have you have the tradition of Marcus Garvey historically and its successors. You have Malcolm X historically, who famously called the Democrats the wolves in sheep's clothing. So it's a very rich tradition, and there are living people who represent this today.
I talk with Blacks practically every day on my radio show. Some of them have sense. Some of them agree with me. Many of them agree with me. Many don't. Many have that anger. They've taken on false identities. They think they're Black Hebrew Israelites, or they have embraced the Islam stuff, the Nation of Islam. What do your parents think when you left the Shia Muslim thing?
I think they were okay with it, primarily because I did have issues with religion growing up, but I've come to a perspective where I have great respect and reverence for all of the world's and also I acquired actually as a communist a newfound appreciation for Christianity and in particular, right? Because of how closely entwined communism historically has been with Christianity. So to me, I find beauty and truth in all of the world's great.
I think it's important that we not get caught up in the identities where you can't just tell people the truth. On for example, for the hate report, I call on my show, I call blacks out, I call women out, I call the Black Hebrew Israelites out, and they can call in and disagree with me. I call both the rhinos and the Democrats out, the mainstream media. But I think that we should have the freedom of speech to just say our impression, especially whites and men, because and Christians, they're some of the most docile and submissive lately, and fearful and intimidated, falsely intimidated, because look at what is happening with Kyle Rittenhouse. He's charged with murder over a clear case of self-defense. People don't have justice, and we have lost a sense of justice and freedom here.
I definitely agree that I do believe that Americans' freedom of speech has been curtailed, specifically and especially by the big tech company. And regardless of who I agree or disagree with, I do think people should be allowed to give authentic expression to what they really do believe and what they really do feel. Because regardless of whether I agree with it or not, it's a first step in being able to come to a point of unity and mutual understanding. And as I think a good example of this was recently, and let's not get into the details of it because I'm not sure what, but recently with Dave Chappelle's Netflix special, right? And he was trying to just give authentic, expression to what he believed, and he was canceled for it. He's having trouble finding ways to get his movie published and stuff. So it's like his stuff published. I mean, so it's really a shame that we've just created this culture of lying and people not even being honest because they're too scared to speak what's on their mind.
One quick other point, you mentioned black leaders. I think that one of the problems with men is that we have people that we put up as leaders. We should not be doing that. We should be our own leader, and then we unite together and work together. And if somebody's going to be a president like a Trump, then that's fine. But he is not put up on a pedestal where he is influencing our thought any more than any other man would be. You can hear the truth from any man, even your enemy.
I agree with that. I do agree that we shouldn't get caught up in as men, especially as men. And I can't speak for women because I'm not a woman, right? So I can just speak for men because that's what I am. So I'm not assuming that they're different or something. I'm just, I agree that we shouldn't be relying and putting all of our trust in just other men, right? Part of being a man is being your own man, having your own thoughts, and being able to think for yourself. So I completely agree with that,
I think that's been the part of the problem with the black community is they've had these people that they've propped up as leaders, and they've made them into heroes. And you see human nature to do that, especially nowadays. Because
here's the thing: is that I think ultimately I believe that black people themselves know what's best and know how to best diagnose their own problems, right?
I think that they need our help. We're all human beings, and we all have the freedom of speech, and they can hear the truth from other races. They need to learn to do that, especially whites.
But they also
they close their minds to whites, and it's not good for them.
Well, I don't know if that's necessarily true because they just have different experiences. They have a different situation. They have different circumstances, right? And oftentimes it's hard for white people to relate to that because they don't share those same experiences and same circumstance.
But they're all nose up against this imaginary problem that's called racism, whereas whites don't have that blind spot. And sometimes it takes somebody from the outside looking in to see through the madness.
Well,
Occasionally, someone will wake up.
Well, listen, that also manifests in the form of white people not experiencing this racism, right? So if they haven't experienced it,
It doesn't exist.
well, that's I think where we would definitely have to disagree. I think racism is a real thing.
If racism is real, then blacks are the primary offenders.
I don't agree, but one thing I can say is that to me, as far as I'm concerned, the Democrats are a very racist party and are a big source of what I would consider real white supremacy. I don't think that rural, ordinary Americans are the main culprits of white supremacy. I think it's actually the Democrats and the liberals who are the most effective sources of racism in this country.
You think white supremacy is happening in America?
Obviously, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what America.
But I just think that I just think ordinary Americans and rural Americans who are white actually have more in common with black people in terms of, being down to earth people instead of being these stiff, liberals who do epitomize what we would consider white supremacy, right?
That's why Trump was such a uniting force for people with any decency.
Well, in many ways, you could say that liberals were far more white supremacists than Trump because he was more relatable and more down to earth, whereas they are more obsessed with purity and political correctness. And many have pointed out that this is a feature of, regardless. Yeah.
Are your parents more conservative or liberal?
They're really not political.
Non-political. Yeah. Cool.
You got it. We'll jump into the Q&A. This has been an enjoyable one, to say the least. So we're going to jump into these questions. Want to remind you of a couple of things. One, if you have a question, feel free to fire it into the old live chat. We'll go for about 30 minutes. And also, our guests are linked in the description. So if you want to hear more of James Hake or Infrared, you can. And that includes if you're listening via podcast, because we put all of our guest links in the description box for each podcast episode as well. And so you can find their links there as well. So jumping right into it with this first one from Lin Yan Chin says, debate is useless noise that never resolves anything. It's just prattling for amusement. Men don't do that, but beta males do. God bless you, Lord Good Hair.
Thank you. Appreciate that, Lin Yan Shin.
Next up, Shaggy Boy says, let's go. And Anna Rodriguez says, I love you, Hake.
Nice. Love you too.
Ozian says, you convinced me. Havoc. Is havoc like some sort of slang word? Are they trying to make fun of you, Hake? They say, I'm an atheist, so I must be communist. Sarcasm. Then they say, thanks for convincing me that I am not on your team.
Well, all atheism is not communist, but all communism is atheist.
Juicy. This one coming in from Chris Morlock says, there are almost as many people in China that identify as religious as there are in the US, about 120 million. Why is this, James?
Well, there may be, there's so many people in China for one, but under hard life, I don't know if they are real Christians. It's hard to know. It's hard to know how many real Christians there are in America. So many, as Haas pointed out, so much of the organized religions, it's just filled with phony people. And so I don't know, maybe the tough times are making a Christian movement rise in China, but for sure, they have to suppress themselves. They don't have the freedom of speech. And I've heard of struggle sessions in communist worlds where they try to force people to believe things that aren't true. And if you don't believe it, you go through what Dave Chappelle is going through, or worse, really.
You got it. And this one coming in for Infrared, Kevin Dunn asks, why can communists openly be on all big tech platforms, but NAZIS can't?
Yeah, I think the issue is that there's just not a lot of people who are informed about communism, and the mainstream political establishment hasn't had to deal with. There has been a very clear neo-Nazi phenomenon. There's been a kind of right-wing, ultra-right movement in the United States. There hasn't really been a communist movement in many, many decades in this country that has posed a threat to the establishment. So I think that pretty much explains the majority of the reason why you don't really see a crackdown on it. It's just because it's not really that it's politically relevant to the U.S. beyond recently becoming a symbol of the liberal democratic extremists, right? But beyond that, I think it's all related to politics, I guess.
Have you caught hate for not hating white people enough as a leftist?
I have been accused of being a white supremacist. I've been accused of being a white chauvinist. And this was all because I insisted on the fact that communists have to be patriots. And that doesn't mean you agree with everything your government does or you agree with your government. It means you have a love of your country and its people and your people, right? And for that reason, I have been attacked and called a white supremacist, which is ironic because I'm not sure if I am considered white. It's not something I pay a lot of attention to, but my parents are from Lebanon. I'm from an Arab background. So it's really weird how people are trying to use race against me when...
You're white enough to be hated, I guess.
Yeah.
This one coming in from Chris Morlock. For you again, Hake. They say there are 44 million Christians in China. For comparison, there are in total about 18 million, so far less, Chinese people that live in the US. How is the People's Republic of China against Christians? It's kind of
look it up.
This one from Chris Morlock says
America is against Christians, by the way, just FYI. But anyway.
Says, quote, religion is the sigh of the oppressed creature, the heart of a heartless world, and the soul of soulless conditions, unquote, Karl Marx.
That's nice. It's tough times do make you turn to God sometimes, and that's important. Karl Marx, although he was a blind atheist, was right about that, I guess.
This one coming in from John Kramer says, I'm here to support Hake of the Hake Report. Says, keep speaking the truth, brother. Also, thank you for having this platform. Thanks for your encouragement, John. And as mentioned, Hake, they are here to support you, Hake.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Black Lennon says, question for Jake. I think they mean Hake, but
yeah,
might also be Hank. They say, what do you think of the labor aristocracy? Do you deny it? What's your thoughts?
I have no idea what that is, the labor aristocracy.
By the way, it just made me think we need T and Earl here. Red-blooded Republican Trumps says, how do you explain? Sorry, I cut your name off there, friend. I know it probably says more than that, but it says red-blooded Republican Trump, ... How do you explain the current failures of communism in America being the American Indian reservations?
I don't know exactly what that's referring to, but I think the failure of the communist movement within the United States, I think is a theoretical issue. The problem is the type of people, intellectuals who are attracted to communism, who are attracted to it because they're antisocial and they, I guess they were the losers in life and, they turned to communism for that reason. But I don't know how this relates to the reservation system, but I think that's how to explain the failure of the movement to ever really be able to kick off here.
I think he's pointing out that the American Indians, they get payouts, whether it's from the casino payouts and things like that, and that ends up being debilitating to them. And so they don't end up doing for themselves and working for themselves and taking responsibility. I've known some Indians who got kicked out of their Indian tribe, and that was honestly the best thing for them. They quit being deadbeats. They started working and got their lives together and had families.
Well, I think all I would say to that, I'm not really familiar with the situation of the reservation system, but what I do know about it is an important part of communism is sovereignty. It's being able to have necessary level of control and self-determination over your community. And as far as the reservation system is concerned, it has been a form of. We all know that there has been various treaties violated, and the way in which Indians, or I don't know if I have to say Native Americans, have been treated by the U.S. government has been very unfair, and they have been, uh, they have not had a good deal, as far as I would put it, if you want to put it in Trumpian terms. So I don't know if it'd be a good example of communism as much, maybe internalized corruption. And yeah,
You seem to have like that same woman's mindset, if you will allow me,
yeah.
in that you have like this feeling sorry for these different so-called oppressed groups, these minorities, if you will. The
Well,
Indians,
Trump
American
talked about
Indians.
how the current U.S. government wasn't a good deal for the American people. The policies of our
True.
government and its industrial policy,
That's true.
American people were getting ripped off. It's not necessarily, making excuses or blaming. It's just pointing out that the Native Americans or so on, they haven't had a good deal, right? They've been, as far as their relation to the U.S. government is concerned, and that should be investigated. But it's a complex issue. But the one thing I will say is that I don't think it's an example of communism. That's something I can be certain of without knowing much else.
You got it. And this one coming in from Creo Debunk says, Hake, have you heard about cybernetic economy? Any objection to that? And I don't even know can you tell us what it is, Hake, if you know what it is?
I cannot. Cybernetic or kybernetic economy?
They put it with a K, cybernetic.
Oh,
Maybe they
interesting.
meant cybernetic. I don't know.
I don't know. If Haas knows the answers to these questions, he's welcome. But I don't know.
think it means cybernetic, but I think it's a complex issue.
Yeah. Did you know that other thing, the labor? He said
that's like a community meme. Just
Okay.
the guy I debated before.
Okay.
You got it. And Long Nights YouTube and longtime viewer, good to see you, says, how do we explain the government putting drugs in the street, creating the war on drugs, snatching the father out of the home, then acting like white people know how to solve our problems when you've created them? I think they said Hake at the end. So I think that's for you, Hake.
So I didn't put the drugs in their community. I didn't take the father out of their home. And honestly, the best thing for them, if the government was involved in that, I know the government did bribe them to have the father out of the home. There's a bribe. And I know that they made conditions tough or whatever for, people in general to make a living nowadays or buy property. But the best thing for us, and I think this is addressing the communist, that false imitation of logic, that false imitation of manhood, is responsibility. If the black community who surrendered their fathers took responsibility for that, rather than continue to blame the government, which is evil and it is against them and us and everybody, then they would be doing much better. And I think that's why I'm concerned about whites and white anger and the appeal of this version of communism that's not so anti-white is appealing to that anger, which is the lie that you have a right to be angry and to blame, when you're better off just taking responsibility. And then you will have the strength to fight back in the right way, and you'll have the wisdom too.
Well,
You got it.
I think black people are taking responsibility, but they're also trying to point out that they don't want people outside their community to try and force things on them, right? So I think that's part of it, right? It's part of having your own self-determination.
I don't know what you mean by people outside their community forcing things on them.
Well, I think black people know what's best for themselves, right? They know the best answers to their own.
If they did, would they be voting 96, 98% for Democrats?
Well, voter turnout is very low.
I know, but would they be doing that if they did?
I can't speak on behalf of them. I'm not myself black, and I wouldn't.
But you can see.
We've got a fresh one coming in. This one coming in. Annihilation Prism says, for Hake, Lenin praised Washington's 1776 and Lincoln's anti-slavery crusade in the Civil War as revolutionary in his letter to the American workers. What is your response to that?
It's a red flag. I think there's a lot of melodrama about slavery and this pretense that they make it sound worse than it really was. I think there's much worse evil today. I think the Democrats today are much more evil than the Democrats who own the slaves. And the 1776 thing, it's nice. It's a nice sentiment. I get that they want to latch on and support the revolution, but I think our revolution, as far as my impression, was more righteous and based in God and nature and nature's God, right? Whereas the communists are atheist.
You got it. And that is it for questions. We do want to say, folks, our guests are linked in the description. We really do appreciate these guys. The debaters are the lifeblood of the channel, so you can find their links.
Hold on, I think. Come on, we can't. Most Americans understand that slavery is probably the biggest historical evil in this country. I mean, look, we can't say. I mean, you understand slavery is a great historical evil, right?
I don't know. There were decent and indecent slave owners.
Yeah, I
Babies
look,
in the womb.
I think on this point, that's just a red line that I don't think I could ever come to an agreement. Like that, I think that is way beyond the realm of conceivability for just normal, even just normal Americans. Like like slavery its evil was so unprecedented in the history of humanity that like,
are you serious?
yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And
Oh man.
Yeah, that is just
I mean, it was a
no, the slavery that existed in the United States was qualitatively different than historical slavery because
we
it
treated them
was a
quite
modern
well.
form of slavery where slave owners were able to do whatever they wanted. There was no like,
We made them Christians.
In the past, slavery merely referred to a relation of power that existed before ambiguously, right? In the Islamic world, slaves were able to actually take power, right? So it was an ambiguous thing.
Slaves
And
were
that's just coming left field, right? It's just left field to talk about to try and downplay the crimes of American slavery. We fought a civil war to eliminate that evil from the face of this country.
You did not.
Millions died in that war, and
I know.
to try. I think
How
it is
about a thank you?
fundamentally anti-patriotic to try and downplay the historical evil of slavery. In
Well,
addition
part of
to
that
being
in
look,
America.
regardless of the South today, we did fight a civil war to eliminate slavery and to downplay
did
the
not, they
historical
did.
evil. To downplay the historical evil of slavery is a form of treason, in my view, against the very basis of this country, right?
Well, grievances.
We don't have time to get into a debate about the question of the Civil War, but I do find it extremely appalling and inhuman to speak about slavery in this way, because
I think it's
you will
inhuman.
never be able to come to a common understanding or a common point of unity with the various different peoples in this country if you try to downplay the historical evils and injustices committed
I'm telling the
against
reality of
the
it.
black community. No, I don't
You're-
even think you
you're
adequately
upplaying it.
represent the Trump's own movement when you say this. I think even Trump's movement can admit the extreme historical evil that is slavery, and to stoop to such a low level so as to try and
That's a
downplay
performance.
that and insult the black people and citizens of this country, I think that is fundamentally appalling.
Blacks should be grateful. Of
You know,
slavery.
that's just what you're saying is
serious.
just a bunch of nonsense. You're speaking
No, what
a
you're,
bunch
what
of
you're
nonsense
saying is
right now.
nonsense.
No,
What
no,
you're
no, no.
saying
You're
is
speaking
keeping
a
them
bunch
angry.
of nonsense right now. Black people fundamentally played an instrumental part in
No.
building this country. You're
Nope.
talking about they should be great. That's complete nonsense. Okay,
They should be grateful.
No.
Should they not-
No. You're speaking a bunch of nonsense right now. You're speaking a bunch of nonsense right now. And by saying this, you're serving the current establishment because you're trying to sow unneeded and unnecessary racial division by saying something so anti-human and inhumane. Yeah. We're not talking about abortion right now. We are talking about the fact that your insult against the black people of this country is fundamentally incompatible with any pretense that you want to see past the divisions and get to a point of unity. You know, like sorry? What did you say? Okay, you're speaking about thinking like a female. I can't think of anything more fucking cowardly than trying to downplay the historical evil of slavery. It's either that you're ignorant and you don't understand that, or you are being deliberately malicious. But to try and downplay that is a fundamental form of historical revision. Listen, listen. You are saying unspeakably evil things. If someone was advocating in favor of pedophilia, would you not be angry? What if someone was defending pedophilia? Wouldn't that make you a little bit angry? Because human beings should be angry when people say unspeakably evil things. Yeah, that is fundamentally an evil thing you're saying. Right? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Slavery was one of the greatest historical evils in the history of humanity. Because it was the modern form of slavery, it's literally in the name. People were reduced to objects. They didn't even have the minimal status of being recognized as human beings. And the devastation that this has caused to the black community and the scars of this evil to this very day, yes, absolutely. You talk about issues facing the black family. What event in history could be more catastrophic for building the foundation of a family than something like slavery? No, which you are speaking nonsense right now. The crimes and infamous cruelty of the slave owners. Listen, we fought a civil war to eliminate this evil forever. We did. I am an American. I was born in this country. I'm just as much of an American as you are, and I am an American citizen. So yes, as far as I'm concerned, we did fight that. I am not feeling sorry. I am fulfilling my patriotic duty of honoring the tradition and history of this country to fight and eliminate from the face of the earth the widely recognized historical evil of this country. That is all I'm doing. I didn't explain how it's evil that we say all men are born equal, and yet some people live in chains and are reduced. They're attempted to reduce to the status of cattle and animals. I think it's self-evident the way in which there is nothing Christian about the institution of slavery. It's a mimicry of the pagan form of Roman slavery. The leaders of the Confederates were among the debauched, depraved, and decadent elites in history. They had nothing to do with Christianity whatsoever. You had the elements of paganism and complete anti-Christianity among them. This has nothing to do with Christianity whatsoever. The most fervent Christians at the time were fighting to free their fellow man from the bondage of slavery. John Brown was fundamentally religious to the core. He was absolutely more Christian.
This is slavery in Africa.
You called John Brown a terrorist and a murderer, and meanwhile, the Union Army was singing his song.
Nice.
Listen.
And murder.
Listen, human beings have the right to be angry about fundamentally unjust things. Yeah. Yes, they absolutely do. They absolutely do. They absolutely do. And you are playing into the tropes of the media that all conservatives are racist, which I do not fundamentally believe. Not true. I think it is fundamentally racist to try and downplay the historical evil of slavery, and you are particularly insulting the black community to such an extent that no possible inroads or alliance or reaching out is possible between you and the black community, in my view.
Being with
If you were to say that slavery was not that bad, I do not think you would have people agree with. It's not that I need it to be bad. It is a matter of historical record that it was a fundamental evil. It's inscribed into the very basis of our country as from the Civil War. The Civil War wasn't fought for nothing. Listen, you honestly sound more like a Democrat right now than anything else. For you to apologize for slavery, which the Democrats also did at the time, is just fundamentally appalling and in my view. They are not worse to listen. There is no need to lie about the historical record and change things to such an extent in this way. It's a complete. Yeah, and the way you combat the lies of the 1619 project is not to deny the historical evil of slavery, but to recognize that it was the intention of the founding fathers from the outset to eliminate this evil. The Civil War was the manifestation of this inevitable historical mission. A historical mission I would call a holy mission even. Well, we are not going to be able to agree. We are not going to be able to agree upon this point whatsoever. Well, it's not simply emotional. Listen, you have said something fundamentally appalling and anti-human. That's all I could say. Listen, there is no need to insult an entire group of people by trying to downplay the historical evil of slavery. We are talking about a very normal. I don't think American conservatives agree. We're talking about a very normal baseline recognition. No, you are beyond the threshold of sanity with this.
Slavery. System that encourages greed and envy more Christian than one that promotes equality and helping your fellow man. That's going to go.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Him, and anyone found in possession of him shall be put to death.
I think that was
No, my position is crystal clear. All I am doing is doing the baseline recognition that slavery was an utmost historical evil that should not be apologized for, downplayed, or there should be no revisionism of this fact. We should recognize this baseline fact. Fought a war that tore this country apart on the basis of the recognition of this fact. It's as simple as that. I don't downplay. I'm not downplaying any instance or evil of slavery whatsoever, but I'm just recognizing the qualitatively distinct and distinctly evil nature of slavery on the American continent, specifically um, leading up to the Civil War. 25. Listen, I think this view is fundamentally in this view is fundamentally incompatible. This is like saying there can be a good and bad rapist. Yes, there certainly is, actually. Yes, there is. Actually, there fundamentally is, and it's a matter of historical record and widely documented. And the two were fundamentally intertwined with one and another. No, it is a matter of it's a matter of historical fact. Listen, the two were fundamentally intertwined as a phenomenon. Okay, we are speaking nonsense. Let's continue to move on. I think it's a matter of it's a self-evident and absurd it's the reason why is just self-evident. If we have to get to a point where we have to debate about why slavery is fundamentally evil, then everything else becomes up to debate too, right? And I don't want to arrive at a situation where we have to start debating about things like pedophilia and things we know intuitively and inherently to be wrong. Um, like I said, there are lines we should not cross as human beings, as a matter of basic human decency and humanity.
To say the least.
Okay. Yep. Fine. Okay, bye. Okay. Damn, dude. There's just people that are fucking insane. They just something wrong with their head, you know? Just absolute fucking insanity, you know? Like, I'm trying to reach out to regular people, but you know, there's just fucking Just total stupid insanity, right? Like, how is that even controversial? How is that even controversial, right? Now, I would never, I try to be very conciliatory and reach out to people, but I'm not going to let somebody disrespect my black brothers and sisters, especially in my community, in that kind of way, right? And apologies if I didn't go hard enough or whatever, for that. Try to do the best I can without getting too emotional and too hysterical. But you know what I mean? That's not something I'm gonna tolerate. Thank you, Joni Phony. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Appreciate you so much, man. Lado5 with the 10. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Lado5 with the 10. Appreciate you. Appreciate you so much. Yeah, the issue with this dude is that dude was not a real conservative at all. A real conservative doesn't stick their nose in other people's business. Thank you, Selassie I, and try to say that they know what's best for other people and try to diagnose the solutions and problems for other people. That dude was more concerned about thank you so much, Paperwin. That dude was thank you so much, Paperwin. I appreciate you so much, man. I mean that, guys. I'm not like overlooking anything. But Farrakhan with the 5. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, it's just this anarchistic and really perverted view where you're trying to like get up in other people's business and tell them what their issue is and all that kind of shit. And I just don't see that as really conservative. I don't see that as truly conservative, right? I think that shit is dumb. I think that shit is fucking stupid. And it's cringe. It's super cringy, Thank you, Bernie. Appreciate you. Goose with the 5. Appreciate you, Goose. Appreciate you. Appreciate you so much. And people like that are not looking for unity. They're not looking for reconciliation. They're just looking to sow the flames and stoke even more division because that's how they made a living. Now, there's two sides to this. A lot of these right-wing influencers, quote-unquote, they've made a living off of stoking this stupid division, so they assume these wildly ridiculous, just out-of-the-left field positions, not because they're like...
Let's go.
Not because they're fucking, not because it's like their real position, but because it's what gets the most views and clicks. Thank you so much, Wineiz. Thank you so much, Wineiz. Appreciate you. Captain Waffles with the 5. Appreciate you. Appreciate you so much, Captain Waffles. Appreciate you. Appreciate you so much. Yo, Jackson's playing Minecraft. The fuck? Should I call him? Reach out to him? That's crazy. Thank you so much, Waffles. Appreciate you. Thank you, Sunday. Thank you, President Sunday. Playing with Adri. Is he playing on our server? Let me see. No. Thank you so much for Robbie. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you so much for Robbie. Latina? What is she doing? No fucking way. But I'm live right now.
Had to come off long time listen with a first time sub. Hake was just a liberal through a dark mirror.
Thank you so much, Matt Lewis. Appreciate you. Wait, Adri's on our server? I have to go piss. Give me a second. Give me a second. I have to go pee. Give me a second. I have to go pee.
Für Finch aus dem Fangor und HP Hexer sind ein Patronus gegen böse Seelenfresser. Krähenfüße, Spinnbein, Zahn vom Alligator. Hokus Pokus, Finchibus, dreimal schwarzer Hardcore. Am Blocksberg spielt jetzt DJ Dwarf bis in die tiefe Nacht. Die Mogelmenge stiefelt ab von Hogwarts bis nach Isengard. Die Augen funkeln wie der goldene Schnatz. Die Meute hebt ab.
Abracadabra and simsalabim. 1, 2, 3, let the bass come in. Set a BPM, but be careful with the kick. Add a bunch of riff and then throw it in the mix. Abracadabra and simsalabim. 4, 5, 6, let the magic begin. Feel the spell running through your veins like the virus in your brain.
Alakazam, call me H wie Houdini. Wicked and creepy, cooking hits like a genie. Ice cold like David Blaine. Hardcore runs through my veins. Open the curtains, let the show begin. Transforming your chick to a rolling pin. Black cat head, Avada Kedavra. Life can be hard, but Scooter is harder.
Abracadabra and simsalabim. 1, 2, 3, let the bass come in. Set a BPM, but be careful with the kick. Add a bunch of riff and then throw it in the mix. Abracadabra and simsalabim. 4, 5, 6, let the magic begin. Feel the spell running through your veins like the virus in your brain.
Yeah, I'm back. Fuck.
Der Rave geht immer weiter, bis der Morgen anbricht.
Feel the spell running through your veins like the virus in your brain.
I'm gonna check our server, see if they're on it. Hold on, give me a sec. I don't think I'm gonna play, but
Continue mission.
no, they're not on ours. They're not on ours.
Für Finch aus dem Fangor und HP Hexer sind ein Patronus gegen böse Seelenfresser. Krähenfüße, Spinnbein, Zahn vom Alligator. Hokus Pokus, Finchibus, dreimal schwarzer Hardcore. Am Blocksberg spielt jetzt DJ Dwarf bis in die Tiefe.
Oh fuck, Hainer rated us.
Bis nach Isengard. Die Augen funkeln
Thank
wie
you.
der goldene Schnatz.
Hainers?
Die Meute hebt ab.
Abracadabra and simsalabim. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, I remember you. I rated you. What's up? Thank you, Matt Lewis. Appreciate you. Yo, Hainers, what are you doing right now? You have server logs? What does that mean?
Alakazam, call me H wie Houdini. Wicked and creepy, cooking hits like a genie. Ice cold like David Blaine. Hardcore runs through my veins. Open the curtains, let the show begin. Transforming your chick to a rolling pin. Black cat head, Avada Kedavra. Life can be hard, but Scooter is harder.
Abracadabra and simsalabim. 1, 2, 3, let the bass come in. Set a BPM, but be careful with the kick. Add a bunch of riff and then throw it in the mix.
Check wild stream.
Abracadabra and
Give me a sec. Hold on. Guys, give me 1 second. Standing in your kitchen. Add me on Discord. Add me on Discord. Hold on. 1 sec, guys. I'm gonna do something. Okay. Discord.
Infrared W as always.
Let me give you my Discord. Hold on. How do I do this?
Open the classes, let the show begin.
Der Rave geht immer weiter, bis der Morgen anbricht.
Open the classes, let the show begin.
Alright. Hold on. Yo, hello? Hello?
Hi.
Yo, can you cam up?
Uh, wait, okay. Do I have to?
Yes.
I don't really want to right now. My face is so sweaty.
Okay, fine. What are you doing right now?
I just ran upstairs.
Okay. What do you do on stream? You draw?
For the most part, yeah. I just do like IRL or art.
You do IRLs?
Sometimes.
What do you do?
Oh, sorry, my bird is like right on my shoulder. Um, I don't know. I used to travel a lot in Japan, and I'm out of
Really?
breath because I walked up the stairs. Yeah, but I'm going
Nice.
again in January. Um, yeah. And then for now, I'm just in Toronto, so I do some IRLs here.
What the fuck? You're in Toronto too?
Or are you in Toronto?
No, literally everyone I've talked to like the last 3 days in Toronto.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, did you just stream?
Yeah.
What did you stream?
I decorated my Christmas tree.
Nice. Before Thanksgiving?
Oh, I'm Canadian, so Thanksgiving was last month.
The fuck? That's so
Yeah.
weird. So, can you draw me a picture?
Right now?
No, like in general.
Yeah, I guess.
Really?
Yeah, but like something simple.
Can you draw me?
Sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. This is actually what I. So, can you draw me on a horse as like a Mongol Khan?
On a horse? Okay.
Yeah, with like a sword.
Don't get your hopes up though. Okay, it's gonna be ugly. I mean, I'll
Yeah,
try.
but I need
Maybe.
like with a sword.
Okay.
Can you do like a sword?
Yeah, I'll try. I'll try to do that.
Based.
Okay. I'm so sorry this is like so sudden, but I gotta go like shower and stuff.
Okay.
So
Bye
yeah.
bye.
Yeah, okay. Thanks. Have a good stream.
Picture secured.
Finch aus dem Fangon und HP Hexer sind ein Patronus gegen böse Seelenfresser. Krähenfüße, Spinnbein, zart vom Alligator. Hokus Pokus, Finchibus, dreimal schwarzer Hardcore. Am Blocksberg spielt jetzt DJ Drop. Bis in die tiefe Nacht, die Mogelmenge stiefelt ab. Von Hogwarts bis nach Isengard.
I kind of want to fucking crash Adriana and Jackson's Minecraft date. But I've third wheeled with them enough. In Austin. Check whispers. I saw that. Majorie Taylor Greene is sympathizing with the Nation of Islam. Yeah, I saw that. I actually saw that. Let me find it. Hold on. I'm gonna post something on Twitter.
That oftentimes people
goldene Schnatz. Die Meute hebt ab.
Jackson wants me to play. Why don't they join our server? Hold on. I'm gonna. What are they talking in? Like, tell them to add me to their call or whatever. Tell them to add me to their call. She was infiltrating? Wait, what? Hainers, are you Muslim? Are you actually Muslim? What the fuck? Hold on. Tell them to add me to their call. Really? What's your background? Like ethnic background? The fuck? That's so weird. I literally didn't even know that. The fuck? Mom's side is Catholic, so I still celebrate Christmas. Filipino and Moroccan. Wow, nice. Based. That's crazy. We should collab more. Should actually collab more. You play Minecraft? What are they doing?
I lost all of my goods.
Come on.
Yes.
We have to restart the game.
Yo, let's I'm Lebanese. I'm Lebanese.
I've ever
My parents from Lebanon, I mean. Hold on, I'm gonna call Jackson. I'm gonna call him right now. Collab more cause halal. Yeah, that's why. What do you think? There's the conspiracy of Muslims on Twitch, don't you know? What up, Minnie? How you doing, Minnie? Hold on. Should we go on fucking Kiana's show again? Today? Should we go on Kiana's show again? Just for the occasion? Let me see what she's doing. See what she's doing. She got me in trouble.
Thank you, Mad Bunny Bomber, for subbing. Thank you. Oh yeah, I have a stream deck. Oh, I haven't been using my stream deck for like sound effects as much. Move, Mike. Evil Mike. Okay. Bruh. Oh, I tried.
Politically provoked? What are they talking about?
Is not pro-white. Like if there's a white person and they're just like, you know,
Yeah,
don't
I mean,
care about politics, whatever the
That's okay. I don't know what they're talking about. Guys, I want to talk about Astro World a little bit. I want to talk about Astro World a little bit. Little bit. At least a little bit. There are only two. What? Oh, should I sing that? I don't want to keep this fucking arc. It's such a boring one now. So I don't know. What's Latina doing? She said she dressed up for me today. Let me see.
And a yoga stream tomorrow.
Oh shit.
I don't
The
have to sit down.
fuck?
Chipotle burrito bowls. Well, I'm vegan, and I don't think I would
Damn.
want chicken McNuggets. Don't do that. You're gonna get those feet guys crazy. There are shades of black. Your hair is just a lighter shade of black than your clothes. I guess so. I just thought it kind of looked brown. I feel like it looks kind of. I feel like, in a weird way, it kind of looks red. Does that make sense? Also, I'm probably just.
Oh,
gonna
that's
hold
what the
because
belt
I-
she was
for some reason,
talking
I'm,
about.
Insecure that I'm not loud enough, so I'm just gonna hold the mic. How's that? We're gonna pretend that this is like some kind of weapon she uses or some shit. I don't know anything about her, to be honest. But yeah, I'm glad you guys like it so far. I feel like Talia's wearing the ultimate push-up brassiere in this pic. I know, I'm like, really trying here.
Dude,
Oh, you know
I'm
what?
scared.
I actually look like her if I do this.
I'm actually scared.
Yo.
She's gonna
It
mess
looks
up
like
or
the
some
same
shit.
hair.
I don't
Actually,
know.
hers are so much bigger.
I'm actually
But
scared.
yeah. I was thinking of getting like a boob job for some reason. But then I was like, no, I think my boobs are big. But I mean, like, they're fine. You know, they could be bigger, but I was like, it's fine. Hers are fake. How do you know? Does it say in the comics? They're like, Talia heads over to the the plastic surgeon's office. I know I need a fucking belt. I don't have one. Like, for fuck's sakes, I literally was going to get one yesterday and I don't fucking have it. That's actually really pissing. Well, whatever. I didn't think it was that important, but you guys are like, oh, the belt and the gloves. Like, shut up, okay? I know.
I'm gonna make her feel bad about not having a belt.
We're gonna figure out this autograph. I don't think we are. I've always wondered, like, my belt, it's non-existent. Like, I don't fucking have one. How did I do? How spot on is it? Everything about her is fake. She's like the original Loba before. Is it good? How would you guys rate this look and the accuracy from 1 to 10? And I will only accept ratings between 8 and 10 or more, but not like if you're 5. Yeah, can somebody ban him? I'm kidding. Goth girl, I'm not wearing this. Guys, imagine wearing this to the fucking airport, being like,
The fuck?
hey,
What do you
yeah,
mean
I
you're
just got off
not?
a fucking flight. This is me. A 7? I said you can't go lower than a fucking 8. What the fuck? Are you serious? 2 out of 10 accuracy. Are you serious right now? That's crazy. The lowest score. Look, it's great. Maybe you need gloves and belt. I know. But is this not the first impression technically? Because you already know what it looks like. Oh, also, are you gonna be buying my merch? That is a towel. It is life-sized.
That's so
I
fucking
will only be
stupid.
making plans if you buy
That's
this
so
towel.
fucking stupid.
That's a first impression. You know what I want to do? I'm gonna take that as a blanket on the airplane. Okay? I'm take that as a blanket on the airplane, and then when I'm sleeping for the 1 hour, everybody will be staring at me, cuddling myself with my legs spread. That's the only way I want to do it. These people are lying to you. Oh my god. I'm not signing anything. I don't even have a Wild Latina signature. Like, am I supposed to? I was thinking about that the other day. I'm like, if somebody were to want a signature, only because you're much younger looking than Talia. Oh, baby mama. Wait, she gets pregnant? Oh my god, that's crazy. Sign your butt. I'm flying out to your mom's bed. Your mom's gonna pick me up and then we're gonna cuddle. Acrobatics. Talia is very flexible and moves around. Oh yeah, I can do acrobatics. I'm very flexible as well. I can like bend my back Like I can make like I'm not gonna do it, but remember when I did like the eight angle pose, you guys, and I like bent my back like completely all the way back. I think I can do that. But I want to try doing a
Yo.
backflip, but I'm not really good at that. Okay, but yeah, I don't have gloves, but is that really the biggest issue right now? You just finished fucking my dad? I bet he liked it. I bet you liked it too. I don't know though. I don't know. I don't know about wearing this on an airplane. It's not really the best. One of those voices that makes me want to find a clip on the jump. Are you serious? Oh shit, do I have a bad voice? That sucks.
What do you mean slow mode?
Oh my god. Do you not have any shame? That is crazy. Then you better be dressed up as like Batman or some shit with a fucking cape and a fucking mask. That is hilarious. People are gonna be like, what the fuck is going on in this airport? Don't take these serious. They always kicking people off planes for inappropriate outfits. Is this inappropriate? How? How is that inappropriate? I'm wearing a one piece. Hazal Ghul. You're what? Isn't Talia Batman's like baby mama or some shit? Like, am I not committed to like Batman right now? Shock or Lil Wayne? I'd rather go on a date with your mom. Batman's my dad? Are you supposed to be Batman?
No!
What the fuck? It's missing quite a few. Well,
I'm calling her
okay.
right now. She's being so annoying.
Thank you. Thank you for making my day. My father. That's weird. No, that's kind of weird. That's weird, man.
Hello? Hello?
Hi. What's up?
Daughter, what are you doing?
Oh, that's like weird shit.
Why is that weird?
Like when it comes to that,
No, like stepfather.
why?
What do you mean why?
You're in a committed relationship with my mother.
No!
That's what a stepfather is.
But I'm Haz Al Ghul and you're Talia Al Ghul.
So then how are you my father?
Because they're father and daughter.
What?
Yeah.
That's weird.
No, it's not. It's perfectly normal.
So you like birthed me?
No. Listen, I need you to wear that as the first thing I see when I see you.
No, that's weird.
Why is that weird? You're embarrassed?
Who the fuck is that artist girl?
Huh?
Who's that artist girl?
How the fuck did you know about that? That was like 2 seconds ago. What the
Who the
fuck?
fuck is that?
It's nobody. It's just someone who's gonna draw a picture for me.
What the fuck?
What do you mean, what the fuck?
About what?
Just me on a horse with a sword.
And why the fuck is she doing that?
Because we're friends.
Are you?
Yeah.
Really?
I'm not allowed to have friends.
Well, then why are you like, how'd you know about that? Like, what's the threat there?
Because it was literally like 5 minutes ago. What the fuck?
I can draw a picture of a horse.
Latina. I don't need you to draw a picture.
Why? Oh, she's enough? Okay, I see.
No, I need you to be my
Okay.
picture. I
I
need
guess
you.
I'm
Shut
not
up!
good enough. You need other women involved to draw a fucking picture of a horse.
No, it's like a friendship, alliance.
An alliance?
You're so jealous. Oh my god. Imagine if I was like this to every one of your donos.
I'm kidding. Somebody just said to bring it up.
Wow.
Damn.
Where did you. Okay, so you are really Talia then. Wow.
Do I actually look like her? Like, be honest.
Yes.
Like, how accurate is it?
It's actually pretty accurate.
Right? Do you think I need the gloves and the belt?
I'm just trying to think how I take it off. Like what?
Hey, that's fucked. Don't bring that up here.
Okay, chill. I was just kidding. It's a joke.
That's so
It was a
fucked.
joke. It was a joke. It was
Why
a joke.
you're so defensive over that artist person.
Huh?
So what was going on? Was there any like flirting?
No. There wasn't. I swear there wasn't.
Can you just wait a second?
Can I what?
Just wait.
Okay.
Hold on. Wait.
What are you doing?
Can you stand up?
Maybe. What do you mean stand up?
Stand up.
No, I can't. Fuck. Chill. Chill. Shit ain't
Oh
even
my
funny.
God.
Hold on. Can I stand up? I don't know. I think I can. Just don't want to risk it. Hold on. Let me see. No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I can stand up. See? I'm good.
You're facing the wall.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
That's insane. You're
How
gonna
is that
get like
insane?
you're gonna get in trouble for that.
No, I nutted today, so I'm good.
Yo, don't shh.
What?
Don't say that.
Why not?
Just don't.
Fine. I'm scared you're gonna have an accident.
How? I'm literally like in a one piece. Like, what is my
Yeah.
butt cheek gonna like fly out? Like, no.
No, something else is gonna fly out.
What?
Continue to play stupid, please.
No, what's gonna fly up?
Fly out.
Like my titty's gonna fly out?
Oh my god. Yes. You so
What?
blunt about everything. You know that? You never just understood subtlety. You know what subtle means?
I don't like subtle.
Damn. That's why I can't bring you in public, because you're crazy.
Okay, that's good.
You're actually
Don't then.
wild.
That is literally my name. The Wild
Yeah.
Latina.
So did you sober up? You
Yes.
know you made an embarrassment of yourself?
Did I?
Yes.
I think it was so funny.
You made a huge embarrassment of yourself.
Why?
Like, I was so embarrassed for you. You were like talking about like how much you're into me and how much you can't wait and all this kind of shit.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Excuse me, I remember. You don't remember because you were drunk.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
No, I do remember because I don't ever let myself get like drunk.
Just
Like
get white
blackout.
girl drunk.
Like I was just like, having fun.
You're just having fun.
Yeah?
Excuse me,
Yeah?
you were having fun.
Yeah.
What is that supposed to mean?
Like I was having fun.
Okay. Interesting.
What do
So
you
let me ask you a question. Do you do acrobatics?
all the time?
Can you do like cartwheels and shit?
I actually can.
Do them.
I think it's like
Just
I
do
don't have
them.
any space. I'm gonna break my computer. I know I don't have any space.
Do you have a laptop or a computer?
A PC.
Oh, why do you stream on the floor then?
Because people like to see my butt.
Chill! Why are you so explicit? I have a laptop. Do you have to stream on the floor when you get here?
Um,
Because I have
I don't know.
I have a laptop with a webcam, but I don't have my own mic. Like I don't
Maybe
have a
just plug
separate
your
mic.
own.
I only have one mic.
Okay.
So do you have to stream on the floor here?
Why don't you have like ring lights or anything?
I do. I have one ring light.
Really? Why don't you turn it on?
It hurts my eyes.
Okay, so then don't fucking own one if you're not gonna use it.
I use it when I feel like using it. God damn, you always argue with me.
Like literally. Okay, I want to
Yeah.
see it turned on. Why don't you ever
No.
turn it on?
And you're actually giving me an excuse to have to clean my shit. So I'm gonna like wipe everything, the floors, make it spotless.
That's okay. You have more than a month for that.
What?
Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about? I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that shit. Excuse me.
Hello?
Yeah,
What the fuck did you do?
I didn't do anything.
Did you mute yourself?
No,
You did.
no, I didn't.
Yeah, you
I
did.
said excuse me.
Yeah, and
Uh,
then you were like talking shit to the chat or some shit.
no, I said I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that. Anyway,
That's a lie.
no, it's not a lie.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway,
Oh, are you gonna dress up as Batman if this
no,
were
I'm Raz Al Ghul, and I always look like Raz Al Ghul anyway, so I don't have to dress up as anything.
Who is
But
that?
he's a villain from Batman. Do you not know anything?
No.
Exactly.
How many holes is below the waist?
Shut. Excuse me. Let me ask you the same question.
More than 2.
Wow. So you betrayed me. Why? What made you switch up, huh?
Wait, so what happened with your debate? Like, aren't you supposed to like debate?
I already debated.
And what was that about?
It was about. What do you care? You care about politics now?
It was about politics?
Yeah. What do you
So
think
did
it
they
was about?
win?
Huh?
Did they win?
No. What the fuck? You think I lose debates?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
So
And
like, how do you know who wins and who doesn't? Like, does the chat say?
no, yeah, I mean, I guess. I don't know.
Like, wouldn't the chat support you all the time?
Yeah, everyone agreed I won.
So then everybody on your chat would just say you always win, so you think that
No, everyone agreed I won.
like even on the other person's
Yeah.
favor? Really?
The fuck do you think? You think I take fucking L's? That's insulting to me because you're basically telling me you get with guys who take L's if you think I took an L. I only take W's. Don't be
Ra's al
ins-
Ghul, villain who wants Batman to be his son-in-law, he literally offers up Talia and Batman knocks her up. Oh, what
Well,
the fuck? So
listen.
you're trading me in
No,
now?
I'm
So
not.
is John Batman?
No. What the
Oh my
fuck?
god.
What the fuck
You're
are you
literally
talking about?
trading me
Shut
in like a
the
fucking
fuck
baseball card.
up.
What the fuck is up with
You
that?
are literally talking nonsense
That
right
is
now.
crazy.
You know what?
That's insane.
Are you excuse me, you want me to cheat on you?
Wait, didn't you say that I was like not like I was boring yesterday? That I'm
I
not interesting?
said you
Well, you
are.
used to be so interesting. Now you're
No, I
not.
didn't say interesting. I forgot the word I said. I said exciting. I said you're not exciting to me.
That is
What? Because you were trying to change. Because you were
crazy.
trying to change the plans.
The plans. That is
Yeah.
crazy. They were never made in cement.
Well, we're gonna cement them before this weekend's,
I told you it's not happening this month.
and that's set in stone.
It's set in my work schedule.
Fuck your work schedule. What the fuck do I give a shit about your fucking work schedule? Excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why are you calling me?
What do you mean why I'm calling? Because you dressed up for me, and I'm judging you now.
Okay, so how would you judge me?
How would I judge you?
Yeah, do it.
I need to see like more angles and more like movement. I need you to like move your body more and do like more things. Like you're like a statue right now.
Like, I don't know how to like do Talia. Like, I don't know.
Okay, chill.
Out of?
Huh?
Out of what? Out of 10?
Out of 10?
Yeah, 1 to 10.
I guess you'll have to find out when we meet.
Okay, see that you called me to judge me, but you can't even give me a judgment.
No, I did judge you. It's just in my head.
So then, why did you have to call me to do that?
Why did I have to Are you asking me why I'm calling you? I'm your fucking man right now.
What the fuck?
I can call you whenever I want. The
No,
fuck?
you know what's funny is you literally said you were gonna call me offline yesterday. And you
I
were like,
am. When are you done streaming? I'm literally not even kidding. I'm gonna call you. When are you done streaming?
No, it's because now apparently it's like a requirement because I brought it up. So sorry.
No,
Taking
I was going to.
responsibility.
I was going to. I had a debate today. I woke
Oh
up, went
yeah.
to the gym.
Okay, sounds
When
good.
are you done streaming?
I guess you'll have to watch the whole thing to find out.
Literally shut the fuck up. When are you done streaming?
I usually finish at 2.
2 a.m.?
Mhm.
Okay. I'll be there.
Okay, sounds good.
Alright, one last thing. It's really important. Is it? I got it first.
Yep. Fuck's sakes. He did it before me.
Yo, shit.
Back to it. What a gentleman. Who the fuck?
Bro, I'm about to lose my shit. I gotta exit out of this. I gotta exit out of that. I can't watch her streams. Not when I'm streaming. Even off stream, I can't. Huh? Anyway.
Für Finch aus dem Fangon und HP Hexer sind ein Patronus gegen böse.
When everything's fucked up and you're losing your mind, it's like the world burned down and they left you behind. You feel alone cause no one's there by your side, but life goes on, oh your life goes on. Oh, when everything goes wrong and you're losing your mind, it's like the world burned down and they left you behind. You feel alone cause no one's there by your side, but life goes on, oh your life goes on.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Things fucked up and you're losing your mind. It's like the world burned down and they left you behind. You feel alone cause no one's there by your side, but life goes on, oh your life goes on. Oh, when everything goes wrong and you're losing your mind, it's like the world burned down and they left you behind. You feel alone cause no one's there by your side, but life goes on, oh your life goes on.
Ey, warum lächelt's nicht? Wenn du ins Fettnäpfchen trittst, Gerechtigkeit gibt's nicht. Die Schwächeren trifft es, wenn dein Leben dich nervt. Ja, dann bete zum Herrn. Amen. Ach, was red ich daher? Voll lächelnd in den Gegenverkehr. Glücklich sein ist doch so kinderleicht. Ein paar Millionen und dann stimmt der Vibe. Das schnelle Glück bringen dir Insta-Likes. Wenn dein Kind nächtelang nur heult, schmeiß weg, ich mach dir
When
neue.
everything's fucked up and you're losing your mind, it's like the world burned down and they left you behind. You feel alone cause no one's there by your side, but life goes on, oh your life goes on. Oh, when everything goes wrong and you're losing your mind, it's like the world burned down and they left you behind. You feel alone cause no one's there by your side, but life goes on, oh your life goes on.
What are my roles in her fucking chat?
Things fucked up and you're
I'm in her Discord right now. What roles do I have? Do I even have the fucking roles? Do I even have the role of... I'm not even recognized. The fuck? I'm not even recognized in this fucking chat. In this Discord. The hell? Get a fade. I'm gonna get a haircut later this month. Definitely. Definitely. Is Jack... Oh, fuck. Let's check the Reddit. Alright, should we check the Reddit? There's like no one here anymore. I pretty much... When I ended stream or whatever, everyone left. Pretty much. Or I don't know. We'll just roll with it. So guys, look at the infrared showdown cover art. Okay, can someone relay this message, because this is on the Reddit, and okay, all right, listen, infrared showdown, I'm aiming for this Friday. I'm actually aiming for this Friday, and I don't know how we're gonna do it, but we're gonna have to schedule some stuff, set some stuff up. This Friday, we're gonna have our opening debut of the showdown. This is perfect. I just need one thing, okay? I need an infrared logo, the globe logo. Can someone just tell him this is absolutely perfect? Just put like the globe behind this thing right here. Just put the infrared globe, and then it's perfect. Can you get rid of the slasher? Yes, I can, as soon as we get on the Minecraft. Yeah. So this is perfect. I'm definitely using this. 100,000% using this. Yeah, I'm using this 100%. But I just need the globe to be put here, and then it's perfect. And whoever you are, I'm gonna give you the hero of infrared role. I don't know who the fuck you are, but this is very good work. Just crazy good work, right? And also, I need to schedule people to bring on, and I haven't decided if I want to do a debate panel or a 1v1. I think I want to do a debate panel, right? But we need good names. We need a lineup of good names. I told Jackson, I asked Jackson, I want to see who else is down. But I want to get a diverse amount of people to be on the panel. We should do, you know what we should do? We should do like a royale debate. We should do a debate royale. That's what we should do. We should do a debate royale. Ask Bastia. Yeah. We should do a debate royale. You finished the vid? No way. Is it uploaded? Let me see. You finished the vid?
I'm gonna teach you
No, it's not
keys
uploaded.
to creativity.
You want me to send it to you privately first? Yes, send it to me immediately. Send it to me immediately. I'm going to be doing the debate thing the same time that Dylan Burns is doing his. Yeah, I keep hearing that Astro World was a satanic ritual. Can anyone fill me in on like what is going on with that? Can anyone fill me in on the Astro World ritual? I can understand that's like satanic and fundamentally evil, and something I want to like get into the mood of talking about. No, I don't buy the Satanic Panic V2 take, because have Logo come on. Oh, if Logo can come on now, I can bring him on. I am in a mood to get into that mood to talk. So if he's available now, I don't know if he's watching or something. I'll DM him sometime if he's not. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about. I'm gonna talk about. I'm gonna talk about it. Tagged you in a video. What video? His fans were literally drowning in a sea of humans that he knew. He kept going. Let me see. Talon. Talent site. Just add me as a friend whenever. I'll add you. Added it. You see the video of him singing and starting into the kid as he passed out? Yes. Yes, I did. All the people that died of heart attacks, not by spiked drinks. What spiked drinks are they talking about? There was spiked drinks? The fuck? Yeah, I'm gonna go pee. I'll be right back. Give me a sec. This is weird. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Check whispers. Okay, give me a sec.
As we fall, never forget me, dear. Your new love will only find you, dear. Your deepest howl never be same as when we made love where the horizon ends. I'll wait and hear. I'll wait and hear. I'll wait and hear. I'll wait and hear. We made love under a dark moon. I burned a lot of bridges. Some castles were made of sand. Only then and alone, look at the sky, my dear. I am not every falling star. Make a wish eternally, so we can love until
I actually was sitting on the toilet and I was watching your video. You there, Talon? Yo, I don't mean to do this. The video is so well done and edited. And you don't have to do this either because you already did the work. But what I was aiming for was the part where I was right, right? The two-hole thing is just a joke. But the part where I was actually right was in that specific reply. I think I have to link it to you. Like, I replied to someone on Twitter where they were calling the vulva the vagina. And I was like, listen, this is the mistake I made. Yeah, I'll link it to you right now. This is the tweet. So, like, in the middle of the video when it starts getting crazy, I don't want you to show people's reactions to the original CuteBot video again. I want you to show people's reactions to when I was actually right and I didn't make a mistake. This is the one, right? This is like the turning point. That should be in the video, right here. That's the status. Like, it's actually appalling, but no memes. I was actually right in this, right? Like, this person said, how much, you don't know how many holes a vagina has. Dude, a vagina does not have holes. It is a hole. There's no holes inside. There's no, like, this person thinks the vagina and urethra are the same. That's when there should be a turning point. Can't see the Twitter? Okay, I'll show it to you. This is the part of the video where it should, like, change. Because this is the actually shocking and appalling part. Like, I got ratioed hard, but I was right. You don't know how many holes a vagina has. I was like, dude, I got attacked for treating the vulva as one hole, which is the same as calling it the vagina. That's what I got attacked for. There's no holes inside of a vagina because it is a hole. Alright, we have a thread showing the weirdness of Astro World. This is really big. Yeah, I don't know how much of this is DOS, so I'm gonna keep it. We're just gonna do this for now, right? Alright. Hold on. Can I say something, guys? Can I just let you guys know something? For real? This, I should do like a deal, a partnership to get it sponsored. This literally tastes like sex. This actually tastes like sex. I'm not even lying. It tastes so fucking good. This actually tastes like fucking sex. Views down. You know what, dude? Come back tomorrow. Don't fucking tell me something I know, okay? Don't tell me something I know. I literally left to the bathroom, and if they don't come back up, I'll just end the stream. But I'm just chilling right now, okay? Don't be telling me shit I already know. Oh, views are down. I know they're fucking down. I had like 800. I had to fucking end it. I lost them. So here I am. I had 800 during the debate earlier. They left. Because I had to end the video. This tastes like sex. Yeah, I think I am going to play a game. We're going to talk about Astro World a little bit. Lots of people building. I am going to play Minecraft, but I want to play with Jackson and Adri. So whenever Jackson gets back to me or calls me is when I'll play Minecraft. But for now, we're going to talk about Astro World. Give me a sec. Yeah, so let's read. Everyone's seen the Astro World news from last night. I've been pointing out some of Travis's symbolism recently, and I looked into the concert, and I'm not surprised at all what I found. Other people noticed some of the details too. Apparently, at the end of his set, Master P warned everyone not to die tonight. Demonic artwork for Travis's Mafia song, True Dystopia here. When the end arrives, I'm going to talk a little bit about this. I have to get eased into talking about this crazy shit because I have personal experiences and I want to really ease into this mood to talk about this because I have personal experiences and I want to remember everything, right?
Based.
Thank you, Guerrilla Squad Commander. Appreciate it.
Open the classes, let the show begin.
Feel the spell running through your veins like a virus in your brain.
Fuck! I am so fucking sick of swallowing food and it going down the wrong hole into my nose. Fuck! It's the worst shit that ever happens.
Aus dem Fango und HP Hexer sind ein Patronus gegen böse Seelenfresser. Krähenfüße, Spinnbein, Zahn vom Alligator. Hokus Pokus, Finchibus, dreimal schwarzer Hardcore. Am Blocksberg spielt jetzt DJ Drop. Bis in die Tiefe Nacht, die Mogelmenge stiefelt ab. Von Hogwarts bis nach Isengard. Die Augen funkeln wie der goldene Schnatz. Die Meute hebt ab.
Abracadabra and simsalabim. 1, 2, 3, let the bass come in. Set a BPM, but be careful with the kick. Add a pinch of red from the throw it in the mix. Abracadabra and simsalabim. 4, 5, 6, let the magic begin. Feel the spell running through your veins like the virus in your brain.
Alakazam, call me H.V. Houdini. Wicked and creepy, cooking hits like a genie. Ice cold like David Blaine.
You know what I just realized?
Hardcore runs through my veins.
You know what I just realized? I'm actually pissed. Come play Minecraft? Yeah, I'll play Minecraft. Add me to the call on Discord. I'll join. 1 second. I'll actually join. I'm gonna cover this for 1 second and then I'm gonna join. But yo, you know what I'm pissed about? You know that debate I just had with that guy? I literally emphasized and laid out and made the case for a multi-ethnic or multiracial coalition of a popular front, and I emphasized the need for that, and I pushed back on the reactionary bullshit. And it's like I'm a tailist and I'm a chauvinist who supports white supremacy according to the CPUSA. I'm supporting a racist version of American patriotism? Fuck you, CPUSA. Why did I just debate that guy assuming those positions? I could have easily pandered to him and his audience, and I didn't. I called him out when he said some dumb shit. What did I do that for? Is it so I don't get canceled by the left? I'm already canceled. You know what I mean? I did it because it's what I believe. I just stated what I believe. And I also did it for the black brothers and sisters in the infrared community because I'm not going to let them get disrespected like that. It's not on my watch. As far as I'm concerned, I'm going to do my best to defend their honor, right? They're part of this community, just like, you know what I mean? They're part of this community. They ride with us, right? You're not going to sit here and fucking talk this racist bullshit. You know what I mean? And talk about trying to downplay slavery and shit. I'm not going to tolerate that shit. Anyway, hold on, I'm going to blow my nose. Give me a sec.
Open the curtains, let the show begin. Transforming your chick to a rolling pin. Black cat head, Avada Kedavra. Life can be hard, but Scooter is harder.
Abracadabra and simsalabim. 1, 2, 3, let the bass come in. Stir the BPM, but be careful with the kick. Add a pinch of rhythm and then throw it in the mix. Abracadabra and simsalabim. 4, 5, 6, let the magic begin. Feel the spell running through your veins like a virus in your brain.
Ray Fletcher!
Yo. I don't pander. I'm not a tailist who panders. I just don't attack people and knock on an open door. But yeah, if somebody says some appalling shit that's offensive to a big part of my community, then I'm not gonna fucking I'm not gonna tolerate that shit. You know? I'm just not gonna tolerate that shit. Alright, so let me just save this. So demonic artwork for Travis's Mafia song, Dystopia. You know why I don't really want to get into this? Maybe I'll save it for tomorrow because there's not enough people. Because I will get so... You guys know, like, my viewers have nothing to do with the content of what I say. And I will get into a crazy deep dive into this shit. And it's like, I need 700 people to hear this. Because people will just miss it. They'll be like, oh, damn, I missed out. You feel what I'm saying with that? People really miss out. So I gotta get eased into the mood. But let me tell you what. People will see it on YouTube. No, they won't. Let me tell you what. It's just every time I get up and go for like 2 minutes, 100 people leave. That's just how Twitch is. Whatever. I went to a event like this before. I've been to an event like this. And where it just seems the theme just makes sense of the outside world too. The theme is about what's going on with the outside world. Hold on, give me a sec. I gotta blow my nose still. Fuck! I fucking swallowed that fucking brownie. There's still shit in my fucking nose. I'm sorry. Takes 5 years to fucking resolve this issue. That's what happens when I swallow. Fuck my life, man. So fucking annoying, man. Fuck my life. I hate this shit so fucking Okay. I've been to things like this. Let me try to explain this to you, right? It's just one event I went to. It's like this Halloween party. Um uh you just see signs everywhere, right? Lay Krish. Do I know you? Lil Krish. Your name stands out, huh? Maybe I met you or something. The police reported all 8 died of heart attacks. Must have been heart inflammation. Yeah, we're gonna talk about this. But I've been to events where there was just they're a Hassan viewer. Let me see. Lil Krish. Oh, they're watching me. Okay. Do you want to go to Zerka's or play on ours? Why? Why? Should we just go to Zerka's? Oh, yeah, yeah. Let's go to our server, the Zerka server. Yeah, that's the one we should go to. I can whitelist you too. I can also whitelist you. No, we should do the Zerka's one. Hold on, one sec. Yo, this we built crazy shit on it, so it's so cool. Let's continue though. I don't know if we're gonna tell this story tonight. What up, BPF? How you doing, man? Getting up more times? Yeah, dude, I'm just doing it to clean out my nose because I fucking swallowed a brownie into my nose. This is creepy because I've been to events where you just see signs. You'll look at a poster and you'll be like, huh? What does that mean? What is this foreshadowing, right? What's the IP? Yo, add me to the call. Add me to the call. Hold on. Let me I gotta open Minecraft. Let me see Dead Hexer. He has the IP. Minecraft. Actually, let me just open Minecraft. I'll give you the IP. I just have to open my Minecraft because it's on there. The police reported all 11 died of heart attacks. Must have had heart inflammation. Okay, let me... Should we just save this for another time? Let me... Hello!
Ouch.
Hello.
Yo.
Hi.
What up?
Hi.
Yo, let me give you the IP. I'm gonna put it right here. There you go. What have you guys been doing?
Playing Minecraft. I've been trying to teach him and he's really bad, but it's okay.
No, literally, this is one of the dumbest games I've ever played so far, and Adrian is a terrible teacher. So hopefully
Yeah.
this is more interesting
No,
now.
I'm not. I'm literally not. I literally
That doesn't surprise me.
surprise you what? I literally have done Minecraft for a living for months. I am fine at Minecraft. Like when I tell you Minecraft paid my bills, it literally got me out of the gutter.
All right, whatever. How do we do this? Back to game. What do I do?
Hold on.
You have to get the IP. Okay, Taz put the IP in the chat, so type that in. You're gonna do multiplayer, new server, type that in.
Hold on. Yeah, I have to whitelist him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that. Give me a sec. I
Multiplayer.
have to.
Disconnect. Do I disconnect?
Yes. Hi, girly. Did you do it?
How do I get a
hold
new
on.
one?
Oh yeah, right click.
Multiplayer.
Not realms.
No.
Okay. I think the hash slinging slasher guy's gone.
Really?
Yeah. Do you know who that is?
Yeah, he kept killing me.
What's okay? What's Jackson's name? Do I list him?
I don't know.
Jackson. You know your Minecraft.
Your
name?
Minecraft name.
I don't remember it.
Oh fuck. Adri, do you remember it?
Yes, it's Hinkle or it's Haxon Jinkle.
Axon Jinkle. I like how fucking Hux hasn't even built the bank yet. What have they been doing? Bank is a work in progress. There's literally no progress. Adriana, do you see everything we built?
Yes, it looks good.
Do I do direct connect?
I wish you wouldn't have kicked my guys off.
Yeah. Yeah, do direct connect. Alright, he joined. I'm gonna go to spawn and guide you here.
Okay, this is what you're gonna do, Jackson. You're gonna do /accept. Type /accept.
No, join my faction. Don't join Adri's.
Type T, then /accept.
No, we're gonna walk. We're gonna walk to my place. And join the infrared faction. Don't join her faction. All the fucking shrimps join hers. Just click this
Dude,
button.
you literally got rid of every single person in my faction.
They're
so now I
literally
don't have
all
any.
from fucking Zerka's server who joined
Yeah,
yours.
okay, and so now I have no people.
You don't deserve any people.
Okay.
You need to earn your own. They have to be your own viewers.
Oh, are John's people too?
What? No, I don't. These are like all my people. Are you kidding?
So you ban them for the reason of they're John Zerka viewers?
No, they're not your viewer. I know. This is okay. You literally. I told you this in person, and you just keep gaslighting me about what happened.
No, because you're banning people who just want to play.
There was 2 people. I banned 2 people. Each of them was talking shit to me. I gave them a chance to stop. Kept talking about my mom and shit. Kept doing it. So I banned them. Yo, where's Jackson at?
Hold on.
Yeah, King Ains. Where'd he go?
Jackson?
Yeah.
I'm not accepting your bullshit, Adriana.
Okay.
Click,
be a sheep then. Be a sheep and join everybody else's.
No, not Zerka's. No, don't click that one.
Sheep. Yeah, no, they're all infrared.
Click
Go ahead,
this
echo chamber it up.
Click this one.
What do I do?
This is just like real life all over again. I'm leading Jackson away from Adriana.
Yeah, have fun teaching him then. It's
you
really
mean?
bad.
Why you sound mad? What's going on?
No, I'm mad because I have no people on my thing.
So
And your
bring
guys keep trying to kill
viewers.
me. Who trying to play?
Just bring your viewers.
How do I whitelist people? I can't. I don't have perms.
I think we have a mod. I don't know. That's Dead Hexer. I can whitelist them. Just give me a list and I'll whitelist all of them.
Adriana, you kept saying you were a pro. You shouldn't be worried about this if
All
you're
right,
a pro.
follow me. I'm gonna take you to a kingdom of abundance and wealth.
Love it.
It's gonna be a long journey.
How do I get swords?
Do I have a spare? What am I wearing? What the fuck is this? What is this? Why do I have a witch hat? Why do I have this hat? What does this mean? Does anyone know what this means? What is
My
this?
TP, Jackson.
What?
Accept my TP.
I'm not accepting shit from
No,
you.
don't. Listen, why do I have this hat? What is this shit? It's Ra's al Ghul plus Halloween. That's your texture pack. No, it's not. No one else has it. Yo, Jackson, you know your skin's backwards, right?
I'm gonna keep it that way.
But why do I have this hat? Read the script. No, it's just the crown. If I take it out, it's the same. Why do I have
Adriana,
this?
if you invite me to accept your shit one more time, I'm gonna block you.
Adriana, you may as well just come to our fucking place, because that's where everything's happening. I have my own currency. I literally have my own currency and shit. It's his shader? My shader does this? Optifine? Hold on, let me just change the description. Okay, we're good. Where you at?
I'm on the mountain.
Huh? Bro, this is just like in real life, guys. Whenever we'd walk around with Jackson in real life, he would just randomly go somewhere. Wander off.
There's so much to explore.
Bro, you know what? That pizza was good.
It was good.
That shit was really good.
Honestly, though, they had some like the worst food I've ever had in my life.
Real? Oh, Austin?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. The food was shitty in general.
I like how they act like because they're close to Mexico that they should have good Mexican food. It was so bad.
Yeah, they didn't. That was the one of the, yeah, and another thing that sucked about Austin was we didn't know enough people there. You know anything about that?
Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah, come out to LA.
I am in December.
You got to give me the date so I can scheme shit up.
Everyone's going. It's like Zerka's going, and
I know, but like with shit out here, you have to like it's like you got to get reservations and shit.
yeah. I'll see with Zerka. Whatever. Fucking No, I liked Austin. I liked the vibes. So, but
Oh fuck, where do I get food?
I can give you some. Do I have any food? Oh no, so I'll give you like currency. So there's actually our kingdom has money, right? You can have a
They just
coin.
take my food? You just give me food and take it? Fuck you. Thank
Yo,
you.
I'll give you some. Take these coins.
These are coins?
Yeah, you'll be able to buy food when we get to the
Can't eat
kingdom.
money. Adriana, stop inviting me.
Oh, did you meet Aiden Ross?
Yeah, at the Complex Con.
I didn't invite you. But can you whitelist that guy? Haas.
Who?
Glitch effect.
Okay. Okay, I added him.
Perfect.
Briefly.
Briefly.
Oh, you guys keep wait, are you throwing me bread right now? Or what's good?
Hey, give him food.
Oh, thank you.
What are these fucking villagers?
Whoa, what the fuck?
Yeah, I'm like pretty much have God mode. My armor.
Okay. All right.
I made myself special items.
OP.
But everyone left the server, so I pretty much became the con. Entire thing. Except my people. What is this? What the fuck is this?
What's the IP?
I want to check this out. I don't know what this is.
Hold on.
What is
Coin of
this?
the god. What's that noise?
What
Oh,
the
shit.
fuck is this? Who did all this? Is this a tent?
There's the IP for anyone who wants to join, and then let me know what your username is so you guys can play.
Alright. Let's continue on the road.
And anybody in my chat, if you want to join and kill Jackson, feel free.
What the fuck?
People want to.
If Jackson's in
Someone
our kingdom,
asked.
listen, Jackson will be safe if he's in our kingdom. Where'd you go, by the way?
I think I'm on a hill.
What is this?
Thank you, Anubin. Hi. Oh. Oh, shoot.
Yeah, I lost Jackson. Where'd you go?
Who's the Shadow Ducky?
I don't know.
Thank you, Shadow Ducky.
Sad Rat, who gave you that sword?
Yo, what is this?
Let's see.
What do those do? That does nothing for me. Is that supposed to do something?
Yo, follow me. You see me?
Yeah.
Follow me.
Good night.
Ooh, I got a sword.
Look, my account mojang fucked. Oh.
It's over for these bitches. I got a sword. No zombie gonna stop me now. Adrian, if you invite me one more time, I'm literally gonna
I'm not
cry.
inviting you.
I'm gonna cry on stream.
Let's continue.
Oh my god, I'm literally not inviting you.
What is this? Who built all this? I haven't been here since before the Austin trip.
Invite glitch effect. Okay, glitch effect, join my clan. I need a bow.
What is all this? Fort IGG.
Oh, who has a bow for me?
Kingdom of Infrared is this. What is all this?
I knew
Damn, what's that?
Who built
I'm
factories? Who the fuck built factories here, dude? You just ruined the immersion.
What's that
I'm on
shader?
fire.
You have to have like kind of a good PC, I think.
Like
to
I
it.
knew
It's
it.
called
Just
Silder's.
any. You can have whatever you want.
Silder's shader. Who built factories, dude?
My account.
You did 30
Hello,
series?
Ashim. Good.
Yeah, guys, why did you build factories instead of finishing my
DM me
palace?
about it.
Let's continue. You guys built a lot of shit, honestly.
I want that. I want my shit to look fire like that.
OMG, what's on this bow?
All right,
Power?
I don't know where Jackson went. I'm gonna continue.
Bro, I'm literally following you.
Where?
Jackson's bad.
Oh, right there. You have diamond. Who gave you diamond?
Some
I'm scared of the hash singing slasher.
one of our
He
comrades.
doesn't hurt. He doesn't. How did
He
you guys
killed
build
me.
all this with the hash singing slasher? He doesn't hurt people anymore. He's just peaceful now.
Oh. Hi, Riley.
What is all this? This is so fucking cool. How you guys have really been at work building shit. That's crazy. Oh, and Dead Hexer fixed all the lag too, so we can actually bring like 500
Free
people.
tofu? Wait, I don't have permission.
I don't know how Dead Hexer fixed all the lag and shit, but he did somehow. It's not even laggy at all. What the fuck?
I have so much tofu.
Server's perfect now.
Glitch, get some.
We can literally bring
Anybody else in my chat need to be whitelisted? Let me know.
All right. So we still need our bank to mint currency, but damn, why am I so fast?
Where's Jackson?
Okay, we have the. We have.
Oh, they're gonna try to come after me and kill me.
No, I'm not.
Dude, we'll be
Adriana-
safe here. Trust me. No one's gonna be able to infiltrate
Adriana's
us here.
sticking her audience on me.
Let's see. Did anyone expand this place?
Leroy, what's your Minecraft
So,
tag?
yo, Jackson. So if you want to go up here, this is like the mess hall. This is like the main place we all meet and chill, I guess. And if you right-click one of these guys, you can trade a coin for food. Like just trade one of the coins and they'll give you
Whitelist
food.
that guy, Leroy. When you get a chance, no rush.
I gave
then-
you some of the coins.
Yeah, I get some beetroot soup.
Actually super
Wow.
cool. We're still gonna make a bank to like finish the currency. There's gonna be different currencies. Like this is the
Right.
lowest one. This is the golden bar, and then next up will be the pearl, and then the most precious thing you can get will be this gem. And we're gonna have like weapons and items and shit you can get. It's gonna be super cool. All right, let's go down. These are fucking the jail cells. I mean, hotel rooms. Go down. What is this? What the fuck is this?
What?
Nothing. Problem taken care of. Someone built a mosque.
This is sick. How did they do
this? Yo, talk to this guy. You can get a prayer cap. You have to turn in your alcohol and pork to get a prayer cap. And guys, who made a fucking Quran? This is actually like...
And someone gave me a prayer cap earlier and told me to find God.
Whoever made the Quran is going to hell. That's all I gotta say. Let's see. Oh, dude, yo, Jackson, talk to this guy. Talk to this traveler.
Where?
Right here. You see me? Talk to this guy right here and get that book.
How do I talk?
Right click. Just grab the book.
Alright.
Adri, grab the book too. I'll give you a coin. Where are you? Here. Have a coin. Go grab the book.
Okay, let me read it. Many travelers in the stop! Don't kill me.
Wait, do you know how to read now?
Yeah.
You feel comfortable with this?
Yeah.
Alright.
Many travelers in the domination of Khan are ignorant. In my homeland, we call them the Kara of the Khan.
Oh, whoa, what the fuck? What
is this?
Whoa. What the fuck?
What?
Some bitch came running up on me in my mosque.
Okay, anyways. We do not respect them and why they have come to believe in many fallacies. To believe many fallacies and common stupidities such as the so-called three-hole theory. Wait, why did someone just kill me?
No, one of your people attacked me, so I killed you.
You didn't.
That's how this works. Control your people or else you will be exiled.
I was reading.
No. Control your people. Do better. I think it was this person. No, wait, that's infrared. Sorry.
What the hell?
Control your people. I'm literally a fucking diamond god now, so you better watch out.
All right, let's check on the palace's progress. I don't know what else. Does anything else get made? There's so much shit that got made that I don't even know. This is a tofu. Hey, it's too much. What is tofu? How did you make tofu? All right, there's a fountain here. Let's see progress in the palace department. Watch there be no progress on the fucking palace. I bet you anything there's gonna be no progress.
Discord Nitro to the first person who can
there
kill.
is.
Someone in my chat just said Discord Nitro to the first person who can kill Jackson.
What the fuck?
Look at
Who wants Discord Nitro?
what the? Okay. This is cool.
Infrared people, I need you to protect me at all costs.
Yeah, guys, everyone gather around Jackson. We have assassins being sent from Adriana's camp. They're trying to infiltrate.
Or if you guys want Nitro, you can be traitors.
The VIP Jackson, Hinkle Jackson. What the fuck is this?
Whoa, this is so dangerous.
What is this?
Oh.
This is the library. That's so cool. What the fuck? Who made this?
I just want my bow back. Do you have my bow, Jackson?
Grand Library. That's
no, but I should
fucking
have taken
based.
Who
This
has
is
my
like
bow?
fucking Harry Potter.
Or $5 PayPal.
Look how
Good night,
cool
Riley.
that shit is. The fuck? Damn. There's stairs here. Oh, there's nothing. Damn, though. This is the craziest shit I've ever seen. This is actually fucking insane. This is like one of the coolest things I've ever seen in Minecraft. Who made this? I thought everyone quit after I took a break from it.
Glitch effect, TP, or accept me.
There's a chapel too.
Where's the chat? Oh, it's up the hill, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Look at the market stand. It's crazy.
thank you.
It's like a city. Kingdom is so fucking cool.
And you have my bow? Or no? Oh, you do. Thank you.
Everything's under construction.
Dude, how many people are playing right now?
23.
Wow.
Did you whitelist Leroy? Who is killing me? Who just killed me? Was that you, Jackson?
Yeah, he killed you.
You're a dick.
You can grab her head too. Grab her head.
Wow.
Wait, should I make hold on. Should I make a bakery and
Hold on. Did you whitelist my?
Infrared, protect me. Protect me.
Where you
Did
at?
you whitelist my guy yet?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Oh fuck. Yo, should I make a bakery where the currency is?
Stop! Give me a fucking break, dude. Let me get my shit.
Listen, should I make a bakery where the currency is Adriana's head?
No.
Like you buy bread and you buy it with Adriana's head.
No, because you already banned all the people who protect me just because you couldn't handle them.
No, I didn't. I literally fucking whitelisting everyone you asked me to.
Yeah, but whitelist the people who used to be on the server.
No, fucking King Ains is a literal lowlife.
I don't trust them. I don't trust
King
them.
Ains spends 45 hours a day on the server, and
I want my stuff back.
Don't
What
let
stuff?
Adriana get her shit back.
we literally have like we have unlimited shit in this server. We have like an abundance of everything in our kingdom. It's actually insane. I just don't know how to get rid of this hat. It's the only issue. Alright, everybody, meet up in the mess hall. We're all gonna go to the mess hall, and we're gonna have a speech. Let's all go to the tavern.
God, lightning struck her. What the fuck?
Can you stop, Jackson?
Everyone meet in the mess hall. We're all going to the mess hall.
With lightning.
What is that? It's a pyramid? This is where you currently get black market currency, but they're all out. So this is where you get coins of the Khan. 9 gold ingots is 1 coin.
Nitros are a scam, by the way.
Chicken? How did you guys do all this with the hash singing slasher? Afoot. Alright, we're at the tavern. This place is
TP me
big.
back to my shit, please.
Somebody play music in the tavern.
No, I'm getting pissed too. No, literally just let me get my shit.
Adri, why did you attack Jackson?
I didn't do shit to Jackson! He's been attacking me this entire time!
One of your people attacked me.
Dude. Sorry you
There's
couldn't
a
handle
bounty.
it.
You can add bounties on people's heads now, by the way.
Jackson, stop! I regret ever helping you. Where the fuck is my shit? Dude, leave me alone, I swear.
It's thunderstorming outside?
Jackson, I swear to God, if you ask me for help for any fucking thing on stream ever again, I'm not helping you. Can I just let me get my shit, dude? I'm actually getting pissed.
Is Jackson... What's going on?
Dude, he won't let me get my shit. He keeps killing me.
What did you even lose that's so important?
I just want my bow and my arrows.
The real question is,
don't know how to
I
get a
thought you
bow
were-
and arrow?
I thought you were a pro and you keep losing to me. This is all I've heard the past 2 hours.
Fucking armor, dumbass! I have no fucking armor and you're literally OP'd. Yeah, shut the fuck up. You're stupid as fuck. You literally have a full body of armor and you're hitting me with nothing and being like, how are you losing? Duh. You're literally
Power of the
OP.
Infrared Collective.
Wait, how do you keep respawning here, Adri?
I keep asking for TP
From who?
from your friends. Because they're actually being nice to me. I just want my shit, dude.
Who's doing that? Oh no. Oh no. Who did that? No, did she actually leave? She literally left the call. Bruh, you really pissed her off. Hello?
Oh my
She left the game and the call, dude. Bruh. Alright, bring her back. Bring her back. Let me ring her. Just let her get her stuff.
she won't pick up my phone.
What did you do?
I think this just shows that. Yo, that's so based. Who's
What?
OX Cam?
Where?
They have Xi Jinping as their fucking skin. That's so dope.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Adriana, come back to the game.
What's she doing? Check her stream.
I won't kill you anymore. I swear, I won't kill you anymore. I know I'm just too base at the game, but I won't kill you anymore. She hung up. I think that means she's coming back.
Bro, you're literally an asshole.
Dude, she dragged me around for like 2 hours to find a village. We never found one. That's being an asshole. Is she in stream too?
I don't know.
No, she's still on stream. She's still talking about it.
Just tell her to come back and get her stuff. She can get her stuff. You won't kill her.
Back. Get your stuff. I won't.
Bro, this
I
is
won't
like
get
fucking
you.
elementary school all over again.
This is like elementary.
No, don't say that. Don't say that. She'll
school
get mad.
all over again.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
It's too late. She's getting frustrated, bro. Heated gamer moment. Adriana has heated gamer moment.
How am I so fast? Why am I so fast? Oh, it's because the pyramid. Why do I have her head? I have Adriana's
She's coming
head.
back. She's coming back. She's coming back. She's putting on her headphones. I knew this would
I
happen.
literally become Adriana. Look,
Do it.
I'm wearing her head.
Who's that? Goose, were you the one that gave me all this fucking goated ass shit? Thank you. Thank you. Is she back yet?
Yeah, she joined.
Of course she did.
Hold on, let me ring her.
What's up, Urfault?
Prism looks based. How did you? What is that? What are you wearing? Prism literally looks like a fucking mom look. How How do I get rid of... What is this hat? Can anyone tell me what this fucking hat is? Can anyone tell me what this hat is? What is this hat? I did not sign up for this.
Did you call Adriana?
Yeah, I ringed her. Yo, Adri.
Yeah.
Can someone tell me what this hat is?
What hat?
I'm literally fucking... I'm looking at myself and I'm wearing a hat. Why can only I see the hat? It's the shader?
I want to see it.
Look on my stream. Shaders.
I'm not.
Options.
Where are you?
Um...
From the
I'm-
dark SMP?
Just look on my fucking stream. I don't know how to get rid of this, man. Can someone look up this hat? I look despicable right now. I literally look fucking stupid. I look like
What
a joke.
Let me go look.
Someone tell me how to get rid of it. Someone hack my game and just give me a hat? Yeah, I have Optifine. It's Silder's
witch hat.
shaders.
That's funny.
Fake is a work in progress.
I don't know. I don't know how to get rid of it.
What the fuck? Oh my god, what the fuck?
It's an Optifine Halloween Easter egg. How do I turn off the Optifine Halloween Easter egg? Video settings. Other. How do I turn it on? How do I turn it off? Done. Fuck. What is it? Other.
You got kind of scared, really, Knight? Chat over the top tonight?
Custom item for the con. Read the title of it.
I don't even know.
What's the title of the shader pack? Silders. It's Optifine. I know it's Optifine. How do I get rid of it?
What do you use? What the hell? Do you use Minecraft Launcher to launch your thing, Haas?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't use Optifine.
Why don't you use Optifine?
I used to, but I just don't anymore. It slows it down.
You guys?
Huh?
I need help.
Why?
What do you need?
I'm stuck.
He goes,
And I don't have permission to build.
what the fuck is this? Who did this?
you
Okay,
find me
hold
so
on, I'm gonna
quick?
build. I don't have block.
Whoa! I can run so fast.
Oh, I have. Look at this. I have 665 pounds of packed shit. Go on. Step on the other block. Behind me.
Wait, I want to read that. No, I mean it's true. The message is deleted, Corey. Whoa!
Jump. Jump.
No
jumping.
way.
Jumping.
I don't think we needed to delete it.
Fuck.
Can you not throw one down?
Just
give me
yeah,
dirt.
take these blocks. Oh, you can't build. Fuck.
Ah.
Come on, jump. Jump at the same time as me.
3, 2, 1.
Again.
There we go. There we go. Okay. Oh, there's another one.
Okay, we're gonna do the same thing. 2, 1, go.
There we go. Okay, thank you.
Yo, take this. Read it.
Hi, Albert.
What does it say?
What does what say?
The block I gave you.
It says something?
Options, skin customization. Oh.
665 pounds of packed shit.
Halloween hat. Save.
Whoa. Fire aspect 2?
Still on.
This has everything on it, huh?
Alright, I'm
Where-
gonna end stream. Or I'll just raid. Because the viewers are dead. So I'm gonna end stream. Bye guys.
Peace.
No, I mean I'm staying in the game, but I'm just gonna end my stream.
Oh, okay.